So let's see what we were doing last time. Where did we leave off? Last session we got a little bit of nitrogen going for the nitrogen cooling. We pumped all of the nitrogen into the condensation area. We swapped out our coolant for oxygen. We tweaked our nitrogen collection so that it works. It doesn't pump into our coolant line, but instead we'll pump into some storage, which now has some overflow and some cooling on it. So any nitrogen we produce now go here. Got a teeny bit so far. Oh, we got thousands of moles. That's pretty good. That's just coming from the deep miners getting split apart by the centrifuges. Alright, what are we doing this time? I was thinking a couple things. One, I'm thinking this coolant line is having trouble cooling off enough to cool off the nitrogen over here. We're sharing the same coolant line for the whole base, including here, which is at like -77. We need to get all the way to almost like -90 for it to work, which we're holding in our cooling station. But the coolant isn't getting that cold because we're dumping like hot steam in it and that sort of thing. So I was thinking one quick thing to do. We should just add another layer of thermal exchange above this. Have another set of these, what do you call them? Large heat exchangers, large direct heat exchangers. We can get a set just for this guy, which will still exchange with the same temperature, but it should be able to reach that same temperature of -90 because it's not going to have like hot steam pumping into it. So that's one thing to do. If we could do that, then this line should start finally condensing some of the nitrogen. Got a good supply in there, I think. Let's take a look at that. Got like no liquid, right? No liquid. 7 megapascals of nitrogen, and we just can't cool it enough. Needs to get to like -90 to condense, or at least high 80s. So I was thinking I'd do that real quick. That's the thing to do. And then other than that, we had started setting up a greenhouse, kinda. Can I peek through the wall? We can see a little bit. We started growing some grass. What is that? Is that grass? You're like wheat or something? Switchgrass? We put a little Harvey arm in the walls. So that we can go ahead and automate the farming of these grass. And we're going to use that to compost and create nitrogen in particular, I'm thinking. So that'll get us more nitrogen. It'll also get composting going for fertilizer, which is nice to have. And it'll write the automation for the Harvey arms so that wherever we want to grow things, we just reuse that script more or less. So that's a couple things I'm thinking to do. Plant some nitrogen for this session, probably. And then maybe a little more Battlefield after that. We're going to chill for a bit. And then go play Battlefield and see if it's more fun after we chill. Let's see. So I'm going to make another layer. Do I want to put it right here? Is probably okay. Let's get a couple more coolers here. How's that? 3 good? Do maybe 4? I don't think we need a ton. So what do we need for this? I just want to split this airline and bring it up to here. And then we want to give it a few of the heat exchangers, which I don't think I have any on me. Those are something that would be in the wall if we have any, or more than likely we need to make some, which is no problem. Take a quick look. No heat exchangers. Alright, give me like 4 direct heat exchangers. Heat. Large direct heat exchanger. Give me 4. Go. Do we have any in the wall? I see 1. Just the one? I'll take this one. Let's bring this down one tick. You're doing 4, you can do 3. Second worker's gonna set it to 3 again. Now we're good. Nice. We're out of big cables too. Give me like 200, give me 400 big cables. Go. The lasers are rough right now for helicopters. I've complained about that a bit. I think the new map I'm probably not going to play much of, mostly because of lasers. I don't play Firestorm right now, entirely because of lasers. I think they've acknowledged that they're a little broken right now. Gotta give it time. Game's gotta adjust and find its groove. It's not gonna be perfect at launch. Overall, I'm having a good time. And feel just a little bit burnt out, maybe. Been playing a lot of it lately. And a lot of Fat Heli, which is not my favorite. Little Bird when? Little Bird soon. That's when. Alright, I want to take a quick check here. So we've got gas and liquid, both connected to this cooling chamber. Are either of you doing better than the other? Looks like everyone's doing the exact same. Oh, no. Water's doing a little better. Liquid's doing like 1 kilojoule more of heat exchange. So I'm going to stick with that. Let's make these entirely liquid. So we'll do gas on one end, liquid on the other. And is this spot good at the very back? I think that's okay. Just put them at the very back. Liquid gas, liquid gas, liquid gas. Liquid gas. I think these need a pipe and a wrench. And then a welding torch and steel sheets. Okay, so this is just heat exchanger. Have 2 inputs and it'll exchange heat between them. You can watch right here how it's doing that. And then they don't touch the atmosphere at all, so this doesn't matter if it's outside. And we're not going to have any sort of automation or anything on this. We just plug it straight in. It's good to go. So let's take our coolant line. I will take we'll call this the oxygen coolant line, maybe. This is white. So one side is just going to be our coolant that we're plugging into the nitrogen cooling. The other side is going to be the cooled liquid, the liquid pollution here from our final cooling chamber in the evaporation chambers. Seems good. I want to adjust this slightly. Let's pull this out. These guys are separate now. These are 2 separate lines. You can go up. Alright. So this guy plugs in on one side, and we can see right now we should have the coolant of high pressure oxygen that we're using for our condensation of nitrogen. Yep, that looks good, and there's just the teeniest bit of nitrogen in here, which I forgot about. We need to drain that out. Let's see. We have a drain down there for that guy. We could do a drain right in here, I think would work just fine. Do I have a drain on me? I have 1 drain. This isn't a drain. This is a condensation valve. Alright, let's see. Let's just do it exactly like this is fine. So if there's any condensation here in the pipe, it's guaranteed to be nitrogen. The oxygen's never going to be getting cold enough to condense. So let's go ahead and pull that out right away. Don't need to filter it. It'll go into the nitrogen line for the hot nitrogen. Turn that on. And then give it a pipe here. So now the nitrogen that's in there isn't going to be problematic when it gets to too high of pressure and too low of temperature. It'll liquefy and drain. We should see this clean out into pure oxygen with a little bit of time. Okay, so that's part of the battle. Got this line plugged in. Now we need to cool it. There's no heat exchange right now. It's just going to be chilling, like negative 70 something. Even getting a little warmer. And we've got oxygen coming in. That's why it's getting a little warmer. We're still pressurizing this, trying to push it up to 10 megapascals of pressure. So we'll get this one done, and then we can swap this to go to there, and we can pressurize that line if we want. This is just oxygen coming in from the greenhouse, slowly raising the pressure in our pipes. Alright, what are we doing here? Liquid go here. So this liquid can come up. This is our liquid pollutant. And this is locked in at negative 90 pretty much all the time. This is going to plug into the other end of the heat exchangers. Okay, this guy's plugged in. Now we should see heat exchange here. Yeah, maybe. No, something wrong. Likely. What's up with the pipes? You got liquid? You're an empty pipe network. You have nothing in you. That's correct. That's exactly right. Because there's a missing thing. There we go. Alright, what about now? Are you an empty pipe network? You have liquid pollutant at negative 92. Perfect. That comes up. And frozen CO2? How did CO2 get in there? Maybe jetpack. Probably jetpack. Interesting. Well, we'll ignore that. So that's coming up here. We've got heat exchange now going. And it's a little slower than below because the temperature difference is different. But now we're not putting hot steam into this coolant line. And in fact, the only thing we're putting into it is the nitrogen. So right away, we can see it dropping down to our target temperature. That's good to see. Cool. And that doesn't affect the steam line. Steam line or the coolant for all the rest of the base is doing fine. Good. Now we should see you should start working. You're going to condense. We can see that latent heat and the condensation on the nitrogen means that this is working. There's not a huge amount of energy but that's from the process of condensing. So now this is condensing. It should be pumping liquid into here, which is immediately going to get drained out into here. That should start increasing the liquid in the cooling system. And then we can check, too, the big thing to be 100% sure of all that is we should see the moles going down here. I just want to look. Nitrogen, triple check, goes to liquid at negative 89, 90 C. And we should be pumping it to high pressure here, I think. Let's pump it up to like even 6,000 or something. Very high pressure. Temperature will go down for sure. And then it should have an easier time condensing. Let's turn up the pressure. Let's go all the way up to 6 megapascals. Let's see what that does. Alright, our latent heat is now gone from joules to kilojoules. So right away, That looks like it's forcing condensation. And I don't think we're seeing, is the pressure 6 or is it 5? I think it's 6. But the fact that we're seeing kilojoules is promising. How you doing? You just chilling? Being coolant? Alright, are you working? You should be pumping out liquid into here. Okay, we can see liquid dripping through. Good. And did you clear yet? You need more pressure before that nitrogen is going to turn into a liquid. Which is okay. Alright, looks good. So this is now not going super fast, but it is going. And we should see the moles in here and the pressure drop. This will all get converted into a liquid and start pushing through the system. Might need to give that time. It'd be nice if we could do more cooling here. I don't know if we really can. We'll increase the pressure a little bit, I guess. Maybe we give it its own dedicated cooling station or something that's not being heated up by the rest of the base. But this is like the negative, or the pollution that we're using, the liquid pollutant. It's like right on the edge of where this is able to condense the nitrogen, that is. Just looking at stuff. Just looking at stuff, looking at things, watching the nitrogen go. Okay. So I'm pretty convinced that's working. And with that, we'll see movement here. Temperature changing, pressure changing. That's going to be much hotter nitrogen. This chamber's been cold. But now we're starting to pump in nitrogen that's right at the edge of where it condenses. So it should go up to -90, basically. Pressure goes up. Pressure's going to need to go all the way to 4,800 kilopascals before it'll pump anything out. So a lot higher pressure, a lot higher temperature. But it's moving. Looks good. That's going to fill. It's going to fill this chamber. And then when it reaches there, it'll move into the next chamber. These have already got a teeny bit of liquid, but not much yet. And then it'll just move along. And each chamber will be colder and colder than the last. Okay. So that's the thing to do. That's some progress. What else we got? Let's see. What are we doing here? We have the nitrogen plugged in, correct? We have nitrogen comes out. Goes in to be condensed, yeah? Yeah, seems good. Okay, so we can buy nitrogen gas and still plug that into the system. All the pipes are set up for it. If I remember right, you have nitrogen gas. Would you like to sell me things? Give me this. Give me. Actually, real quick, before we do that, what's it look like in the system? Do you have anything in there? You empty? Empty, empty, off. All good? Okay, I'm going to turn on the nitrogen gas output. Going to turn, or buy as much nitrogen as you'll sell me. That's all you've got. I could sell you water. I don't want to. I've sold you the rest, so we're good with this guy. We'll depart. No BF6 hype? Nah. I have general BF6 hype. I've been playing a lot and having fun. Game is good. Happy to see game do well. Could use some adjustments, I think. But overall, good start point. We're a little bird. Need a little bird. Little bird when? Oh, I forgot. Oh, don't eat this. Oh, don't eat this. You don't need this. We've got cake. Cake is so much better. Forgot I bought cake. Cake keeps the dude happy. Okay, so we got heat exchange going there. Our nitrogen is now condensing. And the nitrogen that we buy and pump into the system is also going to cool off and condense and enter the cooling system. So it's like just add nitrogen. We're going to keep trading for nitrogen is one option. And that's pretty good, actually. Keep doing that. But also, we want to get the composting going. I want to play with that today. I think that's pretty doable. Ooh, what are you? Unreachable. It's like the ultimate food vendor. 9x9 with the 20 runway. Grab this 5x5. Can watch the nitrogen leaving our system here. Alright, so we're chilling. We got no real rush. Things are good. Maul's pretty happy. Does Maul need things? Someday. Not yet. Maul's pretty full. Let's see what this guy's about. Hello, robot man. I like your happy smile. Your eyes look like ghosts. Spooky ghosts. Do you sell anything useful? No. You want to buy oxygen? No. Ooh, did we lose the other one? No, I was looking at this guy. This guy's actually pretty good too. Let's bring this one in. There it is. I feel like I need art. I want a nice Mona Lisa right here. Maybe a Starry Night. Something artsy and generic. We've got to live, laugh, love. Live, laugh, love's doing good. That gives character. Could use a painting. Here's more nitrogen. I'm going to buy all of this. That's good. Nothing else. Does you want to buy anything? Could get money for a cake. This one's too many chores. Volatiles. Yes, we'll do all this. This is good. So this is 169 volatiles. Let's get that ready and then not do it yet. So he wants 169. 169. He wants volatiles, which is 0. Okay, so this is all ready. We can click this button when we want, but it's currently loaded up with nitrogen. We want to pump all the nitrogen out, turn off the pumps, and then we can click the button. Seems good. What about the programming? Should we do some programming maybe? What about these guys? I remember we got this set up. I looked at the program a little bit to get an idea of what we want to do. It shouldn't be a bad program. But we got this Larry arm, which we can set a setting, just like an index for where to go to. Where 0 is the start, and then we set points of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we set a point for each of these guys. Then we matched up their name with the station. So index 4 is name 4. Should make it easy to reference. The first 0 is nothing. 1 is going to be picking up seeds. 2, fertilizer. 3 is drop stuff off. I think that's how we're going to do it. And then this guy just moves along and plants things and harvests them. Is going to be our goal. So we want to get that set up. And this is going to plug into a chute system that's going to have to go out there as well. Let's see. Probably going to want some window chutes for this. Windows everywhere is good. So this is out. This is in. Let's see. We'll have seeds, fertilizer, or vice versa, doesn't matter. And that's the in. These are going to go into a compost center on the other side, and some filtering as well, I think. Do we want to do the filtering out there, maybe? We could probably do everything behind the wall, basically. Alright. Let's see. So let's maybe start building the composting area a little bit. And then we can program it once we're a little more ready. Although I guess it doesn't matter. We could just be dumping resources outside into the void. And that's really not bad. I take that back. We're going to need to collect the seeds at the very least, or it's going to break down. Run through all the seeds and run out. Alright, and I need to duplicate those plants, I think. We'll probably need to set like a full harvest ourselves before it'll all work correctly. All things to do. I was setting you up for stuff. Waiting for this to pump to vacuum. Is that done? Yep. Okay, turn this off. No more nitrogen exiting. Click some buttons. This guy's all ready to go. Loaded up with the correct amount of volatiles. Click the button. Now it's loading up with volatiles, which will sell. And then exhaust any leftovers. Ooh. Little bird early November. I like that. That sounds good to me. That's almost now. Alright, there we go. So we'll sell him everything. We have sold him volatiles. We have bought his nitrogen. I don't want to sell him a cake. There's nothing else I want to buy or sell, so we're going to send him away. That's all good. So we'll just trade some volatiles. And we're still up like $1,000 from when he landed, so that's good. Even after buying the nitrogen. Now let's go ahead and click that to void it. Just pump it all out into the atmosphere. Alright, this would be fun to bring in, and we can't, I think. We need to have code written for an auto satellite dish, which we do not have. So I will ignore that for now. Let's go ahead, and we'll keep an eye on that in general. We'll keep looking out for where can we just like pick up some free nitrogen. And continue pumping it into our cooling system. And we probably should route this guy into the cooling system as well. This thing should come up and pump into here as an option. Any drop on the pressure yet? Pressure go up because we added a bunch. That's fair. Alright, so over here, we're going to have a directly attached different room. We may even want like an airlock to get between them. That might be convenient. We'll have to think about that. At the very least, we're going to need like an airlock on the outside. We're not going to be able to get in and out of this place without an airlock because it's going to have its own atmosphere. So we're going to make an attached composting room, I think is the idea. Let's extend this dude a little bit. So I think first we can start by just making space a little bit. Even get the airlock set up. And then we can do some sorting. And we don't need to even like close this thing in entirely until we're ready to turn on the composters and start getting air. But we will take in whatever is produced from the robot, who is our farmer robot. He's going to be pumping out all sorts of things and stuff. Those are going to come through here. This is going to be the output of that system. We need to sort it and collect the seeds in particular. The plant stuff is going to be fed into composters. It will get turned into fertilizer, and it will off-gas nitrogen and volatiles, which we can collect. So that's what we're looking for. The main thing here is that nitrogen. We just want that nitrogen gas. I want more nitrogen gas. It makes like 50 moles of nitrogen per plant, I think. So if we have one of those grass thing gives us like 10, then that could be a couple hundred right there. A couple hundred moles. And I think they give us like 6 or 10 or a lot. I forget, but it's not 1 or 2. Alright, we got a floor. A floor is a thing. What about a nice airlock? How do we want to enter this place? I'm feeling like right here would be a good spot for an airlock. But we are out of our flooring. Gonna need a floor for our nice airlock. Let's do some airlock things. What is an airlock gonna need? Floor, yes. It's gonna need 2 doors. It's gonna need 2 vents. We have the vents. It's gonna need IC. We have the IC. It's gonna need sensors. We have the sensors. It's gonna need a plate, a pressure plate, which we don't have. So I'm gonna cancel these guys. Look for a plate. Give me just 1 pressure plate. Pipes we've got, vents we've got. Is that true? We're pretty low on pipes already. Just thinking, what else do I need from here? I feel like I need something. Maybe not. Give me 200 insulated pipes. Go. Alright, that is making that. We need doors. I don't have doors, I know that. Let's get 2 doors. Okay. Pretty much it. Okay. You done? Can you make steel frames? Give me 200 steel frames. I bet we can use 200 steel frames. Might take a bit, but we'll get there. Reset the suit. Oh, and actually, I need to get those frames before we leave. Even if we had like 1 or 2, that's enough. Let's grab that. I was lurking with audio off when we were playing Fields. How'd you find it? So I think in general, good. I need to play it more. I think it's one of the maps that lasers are stronger on, so I was finding that a little problematic. I should play it more. I was thinking I might lump it in with Firestorm in a map I don't really want to play until they get the laser bug resolved. Overall, more content is good. It felt small. It felt like 10 feet of positioning was the difference between safety and suicide. I kept poking out a tiny bit and then being RPG'd and looking at the map and seeing that one side of a hill is like 10 blue people and the other side is like 20 red people. It was good. I feel I need to play it more. I don't feel like it's right for me to say much about it yet. I just don't know. I haven't had a single good round on it. Let me get 1 good round. And then maybe I'll have something to say. I am happy to see content so quickly after launch. Another map and a little bird sounds great. That'll be fun. I hope that they put the little bird in some of the other maps maybe too. I wonder if it'll be like 1 little bird map. If that's all you get for a while. That might be sad. Okay, we're gonna do an airlock here. Let's see. So here's our compost room. It has an airlock here. Okay. And then do we want to do like 2 high on the ceiling probably? I feel like I gotta do 2 high on the ceiling always, otherwise it just looks gross. At least 2 high. Alright, so we'll do 2 high. We'll go down for a ceiling, down below the ceiling on the attached building. And I don't know how big we'll want to do it. This is a start. Something like this is a shape. It's going to have 1 of those pressure pads. It's going to have 2 composite doors. It's going to have all sorts of stuff. It's going to have walls. What I'm looking for are sheets. Is it iron sheets? Plastic sheets? Can I just have those? Crowbar glass sheets. Okay. The airlock starts to take shape. Airlocks have 2 vents. Do I want to do big vents or small vents? I'm tempted to do big vents just because I think I'm going to do big vents. Yeah. Big vents. Airlock has 2 vents. Airlock has a vent to vent air into the outside and a vent to vent air into the inside. So we'll get those set up real quick. Let's see, that's gonna go up and over. Probably start with that. Give me the pipes. Pipes should be probably not white. Let's do something like gray. This game's so peaceful. I can feel myself chilling out. I'm chilling. I'm feeling real chill with it right now. We're having a chill afternoon. So we do a passive vent connected to pipe, connected to this airlock. So now this guy can pump air in and out of this room. This guy is going to pump air in and out towards this direction. So similar, we're going to go back this way. Going to wrap it around, but this time we put the passive vent just right here. There you go. Okay, almost done. That's most of an airlock. What else does this need? This is going to need to be finished. I think these take pipe and something, right? What do you take? Pipe and something? Screwdriver and electronic parts. Welding torch, plastic sheet. What else? This needs programming. Do we have any housings? We do not have any housings, so we need to get a housing over here. I think we could put programming in the ceiling. Okay, that should work. And it's gonna need a sensor, which we don't have sensors either. Okay, sensor housing. Do we have those in the wall? I feel like we do. Just looking. Sensor housing, sensor housing, sensor housing. Don't see anything. Alright, you make me sensors. Just give me one to start. Okay, then give me housings. Give me 10 of these, not 100, 10. Good, how you doing? You chilling? You doing things? Still just doing the things? You're making steel whenever we need to make steel? Nice. Oh, those take a while. Yep. Still going. It is a pretty map. It feels like it has camo for armor. Armor's pretty hard to spot in all of the fire and just like different color and textures on the ground. Ooh, this is tempting. I feel like we could do this. I'm gonna do it this way. Alright, so this is an IC housing. IC housings get programming. Let's plug in our assembly programming for an airlock, which is code we have written and used all over the place. Airlock. This should be good to go. Add the programming to the chip. Just needs a couple devices, and we need some labeling on our various stuff and things. This is an exterior door. This is an exterior vent. This is an interior vent. This is an interior door. Okay. So that is all it needs to know what devices are what, and then it just needs power, and it still needs a gas sensor. So plug everything in. Alright, we got power to the everything. We got automation to the everything. Just missing a gas sensor. Can we go that way? I think that's okay. Can we catch that and go this way? We can. Perfect. So then we can put a gas sensor right here. Okay, so it uses the gas sensor to see the conditions of the room, basically just pressure. The pressure pad triggers when it's time to work the airlock. This code tells it how to work the airlock. And it's just going to alternate opening and closing the doors and running the fans. And making sure we don't have any atmosphere go from one room to the other. Classic airlock. Needs power. Where's my power at? Where's the big power supply here? We have a big line up here that we can pull off of. Where is the main power line? Here. Where do I want to run it? Over to here, kinda? But I think we already have it in the walls, right? We have it right here. It's a big main power line. Okay, let's actually just bring this, like, down the corner here. Oh, yeah. Now we have the main power line inside of this new room. Easily accessible. We can start by pulling some power off of that and moving it to the airlock. Clicks, click, 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 click. Full max power. Should never draw that. Plug that in. This is good. Okay. I'll save just in case, but I think we should be good to just like walk through. Not quite. This turns on. Everything breaks. Needs to be programmed. Pull out our screwdriver and wire it up. It needs a gas sensor for the first input, which is going to be our gas sensor. It needs a pressure pad, which is going to be our trigger plate. Trigger plate. It needs nothing else. That's all it needs to run. Okay, code's running. Let's check it out. What happens? They both shut. Something's going to happen. This is bad. This is bad things. It's just increasing the pressure here until it's gonna blow out the walls. Just a sec. I hope I save scummed that. Did I save scum that? You're all plugged in, you ready? Are you even wired up? Do I need to screwdriver you? I think I need to screwdriver him again real quick. Let me give you a quick screwdriver. I'll turn you on. You break immediately. I screwdriver you. Gas sensor, pressure pad, pressure pad. Okay. Let's turn both of these to... Oh, because I did that, it changed it to the wrong setting. Oh my god. And I can't turn these off. Oh my god. Let's try this one more time. Just saving time with saves coming. We could make this work without it, but it's going to be extra chores. This is why you save before you turn things on. Okay, so when we turn it on, it is overwriting all of these guys so they can't be touched anymore. I'm going to do this. We're going to say both of you go inward. In fact, I think that's the problem, is they're both supposed to always be inward. They're never going to pull gas into this room. We only pump to vacuum, and then you just open the door, and the gas comes rolling in. It's fine. I think that's all we needed. Let's do that. Maybe close one of these doors. That should be a good initial state. Try the screwdrivers one more time. Gas sensor, pressure pad. Alright, now you should work, I think. I'll save. I'll turn this on. Thing is running. Pressure pad shuts the door, turns on the fan, pumps to vacuum, opens this door. Pressure pad shuts the door, pumps the air out to vacuum that way. Opens the door. Okay. So we now have a functional airlock that does nothing currently, but as soon as we put the walls on, we can have a totally different atmosphere in this room. Alright, so that's a start. We can now get in and out of this space whenever we want to close it. Shouldn't be too far off. So, stuff come out. We need to sort it. We need a computer. We need a single sorter. Maybe multiple eventually. For now, I think we'll just have one sorter. I'm just thinking we might want to set this up so that it handles multiple foods. Maybe we have potatoes, and we have grass, and we have other things. And I think it even changes, like, the composition of the fertilizer. You can make it better if you mix it out of, like, potatoes and, what do you call it? Old slimy food? Bad food? So maybe someday we'll have a bunch of stuff coming out of this pipe. For now, I think we're going to start with a single sorter. We're going to sort out the seeds and go from there, I think. We've also got a whole bunch of frames that we can put on the ground a little bit here. Let's expand this room a bit. I definitely like to have more space than we need. But it also shouldn't be a big deal if we ever need to, like, just blow out the wall and expand the space. But let's say we go out, maybe... I'm going to make it 5. Seems good. Let's go out all the way to here. We can close this space. Eventually. Soon. Gonna need some steel frames too. Or steel sheets for the frames. Can I label you? Do I have any labels? This is like such a small label, it's useless. Where? Nowhere. If I put it here, this feels dumb. I'm gonna do it, but I don't like it. You are compost. There. We'll see if that helps. I feel like that's helping. What's going on with our nitrogen? You still doing things? You doing things better than you were before, maybe? How are we doing here? Pressure's up quite a bit. Temperature's up quite a bit. That's good. So we got more nitrogen moving in. And it's still rising as nitrogen comes in. How is this line of nitrogen that we're condensing? You chilling out? You emptying? You're emptying super duper slowly. Am I reading that correctly? You're emptying super duper slowly. Hmm. I suppose we will see. I wonder how problematic it'll be, the condensation. If we don't have enough cold to condense quickly, it could be a problem. I think we're also cooling this off more than we normally would. It's never going to be this hot. At negative 50 is actually pretty hot. It's going to be coming in towards like negative 90 or colder. Probably around negative 90. So that'll help when it has 40 less degrees to cool. But it's just like I think the problem is that the coolant we're cooling it off with is holding like negative 90. And that's exactly what we need. It's like right on the edge of what it's able to do. All good. Let's keep pumping this up. Let's hit the 10 megapascals we're looking for. And then we can start pumping into the other coolant line a bit more. Other coolant line's doing okay. Are you still chilling negative 90? Negative 91, you're cool. And what about the liquid values here? You are running lower. We're running out of liquid here. This is going to run dry soon. And then that coolant's not going to work anymore, come to think of it. Only the gas will work. You are half full-ish. You are 2/3. You are 1/3. You are 1/3. Okay. So things are moving along better. This guy's kind of running dry. We're just doing a lot of cooling, I think. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. Might have to keep an eye on it. Might be tricky to get the nitrogen going properly. There's some stuff and some things. Alright. What about some composters? Advanced composter. Give me like 4 of these. Yeah. Composter's coming. Probably gonna need some walls. It's enough of these. Should reset to everything. Give me 200 walls. Go. Okay, we got composters. Is that not working? I turned you on, right? Let's see it. I think it was still wrapping up the job. Did you not work? Do you not want to do walls? 1, 2. Button. We got a bug. We got a bug. What you bugging about? Can I build 1 wall? I can build 1 wall. Don't build 1 wall. I don't care about 1 wall. Can I build 10 walls? No, I cannot. Something funky's going on there. It's like triggering the cancel, I think. Can I do 101? No. Can't do 10. Can't. Oh, wait. Did something? What did you do? The fuck you doing? Are you crafting? You are. What is going on here? We have 98. Okay, so you're crafting. You did 101, I think. I cancel you. You should turn off. All the dials should go to 0. You get rid of all your stuff, and you pull your chute. That's all good. Okay. Just trying to... What's going on here? Why aren't you working? So 10 does not work, right? No, 10 works now. Were you in some sort of funny state? I know you had enough material to build things. You were resetting incorrectly. It's now down to 9. 9's working. Now down to 8. Okay, I'm going to cancel you. So did you not like 100? If I tell you to make 100... Ah, just triggering it to 1 is causing it to turn off. Just in the hundreds. And here. And here. Is this common? No. Did I just tell you to make 100 more? That's actually a bit of a mistake. Let's not do that. What about you? Nothing. Nothing. Okay. Are you in a funny state? Did we somehow get you in a weird state? Let's try... Maybe I just didn't update the programming on it properly. What happens if I just pull this out and put it right back in to cause a full reset? Are you still going to be in a weird state? You are. Okay, so something about you is funny and not behaving consistently with the other ones. Maybe I exported wrong. Let's take a look. We have our code for our crafter controller. We're going to go ahead and overwrite this. This is the code that should be working. And it's triggering it to go from 1 to 0. Okay. There's probably a bug in the code. Let me take off my clothes. Alright, so our logic is triggering a cancel incorrectly. Just on this machine, which seems odd. This is in our... I'm thinking it's something to do with this logic, I'm guessing. So it's thinking the job is not done, maybe. Ah, maybe that's all it is it thinks the job is not done. So we set job is done to 0 here. I think we also set that in the cancel logic, right? In our cancel logic, we set job is done to 0. So we're definitely wiping it to 0 every time we cancel. Maybe we need to set or initialize job is done to 0. I wouldn't think so, but maybe. Because it's right now, I think it's thinking job is not done. I'm thinking this is what's triggering, and then it's moving to stage cancel. It's seeing the run switch is not on. Our item count is greater than 0. And then it's also thinking that job is done is not a 0. So then it's triggering this. So we need to initialize this to 1. Is that what we're doing? Oh, that might be the problem here. Let's see. So our cancel functionality has got the logic wrong. Job is done is true when the job is done, when we cancel. Okay. That might be it right there. But we should also be initializing this to 1. The initial state when we boot up the program should have the job being done, I believe. So just during this initial boot up period, before we even start main, the very first time, we're going to set job is done to 1, and then we're going to update the cancel logic to make sure that boolean's correct. Is that it? What happens if I go to 2? You no longer break. And then you can make me 100 walls. Are we cool? This will go to 99. Okay. Maybe fixed. We're going to go ahead and throw that code into all of the chips every time. So they've all got their own little brain. Okay. One bug at a time. Hopefully that's working better now. Alright, so you're making walls. We have our composters. Got some pipes. And we're gonna need steel frames. Do we have steel frames on the wall? We've got walls on the wall. Might have enough walls already. It's a lot of walls. See a bunch of cladding. There's some steel sheets there. Just a few. You working? You still counting down? 85. 85. Okay, I'm gonna assume you're working. Turn this off. Let's make some sheets. We need sheets. Give me 200 sheets. Oh, these ones are different, I think. Yeah, these are flat wall. Flat wall is different than wall. Wall, 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 flat wall. So we got a couple walls, a lot of flat walls. No problem. Seems good. Did I already trade with you, Trader Man? Do you have any interesting trades to trade? Got 1 minute to trade, and then I need to send you out. I got someone else we can bring in. What do you sell? You sell nitrogen? I love nitrogen. You sell bulk liquid nitrogen, a huge amount of bulk liquid nitrogen. Ooh, give me all of that. You want to buy oxygen? No, thank you. Do you sell any normal nitrogen? No, the part. We pump this out into our liquid nitrogen. That goes straight into our condensation chambers. And then we can bring this guy down. See what he's got. Good. How we doing over here? You still doing the thing? Still exchanging the kilojoules? Still exchanging the kilojoules. Still filling. Pressure rises. Temperature rises. Oh, these are wrong. Can't have that. That's much better.
Jetpack low. Jetpack low.
Alright, I gotta fix that or it's gonna scream at me. Alright, trader dude. Do you also have nitrogen? You have generic stuff. You want to buy gas. I've realized I think we have the liquid pumping into here, but it's not moving into here. Let's pump that into our system. Now that's gonna fill. Sorry, I'm just looking at different music here. This doesn't feel right. It's gotta be pianos. Something about this game is pianos. Give me 1 second to adjust the music. Ooh, I'm gonna try this one. This could be good. It's not pianos, but it's even more chill. We'll see. We'll see how it does. So far, so good. I like this song. Alright, what do we got here? We got an airlock, we got some power, we got some chutes, we got some composters ready to go. I need filters and a computer. These guys are going to do some filtering. They're going to feed into some composters, which are then going to distribute some fertilizer right back into the system and probably dump some overflow just into lava. So how do I want to do this? What's a good system that'll like serialize well? We can have a bunch of, add a bunch of additional things with little effort. Probably just like do some splitters to plug stuff in. I think we can basically compost anything. We're not even concerned about like spoilage. They need some water coming in, and then they will go out on the right with whatever they make. Okay. So let's say stuff go in over here. And then out on the right. Try and give these a little bit of space. No reason to crowd them too bad. But also no reason to give them tons of room. I'm going to give them even a little more space. They've got a couple of outlets on the back. 1 sec here. What's up, Desdecon? I hope your kitty shirt's treating you well. Has it aged well? Does it still have beautiful kitties? I hope so. Kitty's doing good. He likes his new food very much. He's been super excited about new food. And I've been feeding him because I love him too much. And he likes food. Okay, there's a little bit of space between all these. That seems good. It is the kidney food. He's got dry food and wet food. Better for his kidneys. He's gobbling it up and he's super hungry. That makes me happy. He's been clearly like, he keeps like telling me something is wrong with food, kind of. Like he'll bring me to his food and stare at food, and it's more than just like begging for food like he used to. It's like he's trying to say something. Hope we got him some better food. Make him feel a little better. We'll see. So foodstuffs comes in here. Gets imported. Comes out as stuff. And I think we need to actually like program these. I'm pretty sure we need to program them maybe with like chutes to deliberately put stuff through like one element at a time and then push the button and wait for it to finish. Something like that. I don't know. We're going to need to manually run this and see what happens. And then probably write some IC code to handle it. I need to know what is the computer going to do. What job are we even trying to solve here? And then I can try and program the computer. Let's grab water and pull this down. I think we're going to want to have these have a little bit of space. So we're going to need like chutes and stuff above them. Let's run the water this way and plug it in. I need more insulated pipes. Really? I thought I made a ton. I probably did and then used them. As is always the case. Insulated liquid pipe. Give me 200. Go. You gonna work? You doing the thing? I see things happening. I wonder how many times I'm gonna have to open up the circuitry for these guys again. This logic has, I think, been the most brittle of everything we've written so far in this save. This guy is broken more than anything. These magical buttons. These extra complications have been extra complicated. Alright, we got water, we got food, he's making pipes. What else do we need? We need a bunch of chutes. We've got some chutes. We're gonna need sorters and stuff. We're gonna need a computer for sorting. Let's give me one of these. And then we're gonna need a chip for sorting. And then we're gonna need a sorter for sorting. I think we've got sorters on the wall. Stacker, stacker. We probably want a couple stackers too. Let me take a couple stackers. Are you a sorter? Suit storage. No. You're only supposed to make one, right? Is it just a long job? Did it take this long to make a computer? It's just a computer. Okay, give me one sorter. Or one sorting chip. I think you make sorters, right? Are you gonna cancel correctly? 0076. Okay. I canceled when a job was complete. And it did not correctly cancel. Should I look into this, or should we call it good? If I flick the switch, are we good? Is it gonna cancel? You good? You gonna be done? Can you be done? Hope you're done soon. You're misbehaving right now. We got bugs. We got bugs. I don't want to look at this one right now, but we're gonna have to look at this sometime. I wanted to just get a nice sorter. Give me 10 nice sorters. Pretty sure that's at least working. Something with the canceling in between the jobs made it fail, so I could look into that. You working? You doing it? Making 9 sorters? Do you just need stuff, or you're questing things? You are. You're thirsty. And we can pull this to grab the sorter. Any good traders? I think this one's okay-ish.
Oxygen critical.
Here we are. So stuff comes in. Stuff needs to get sorted. Let's throw down a nice sorting computer for stuff. First off, sorters can go. How do sorters go? They need to go like this way, right? I guess it doesn't matter. They can go either way. It doesn't matter. So we'll do a sorter here. Just trying to think, how can we give space? Make it not too cluttered and gross. Do a sorter here. We'll do the computer a little further over. Put the sorting motherboard in there. Okay. I think we just take power from this line, or do I want to make a new line? We can have an airlock line and then another. I think that the transformers have virtually no cost. So you might as well have, or might as well use them. Not going to cause trouble. We'll see. I'm going to try and do a line going this way too. We'll have a line for the airlock and a line for the actual composting part. And then we won't have the 500 watts of this or whatever. Might as well. It's right here. Okay, so power go out, power go down. Into computers. Including our sorter. And then this needs to be connected to the big power line right there. And that should turn it on. And you can turn on, you turn on, everything's on, good. Okay, we've got our sorter here. That's turned on too. Let's see. Sorter has a whitelist. Which is which? Hello, Storm. So this is the in. This is what's coming through from the output of the farm. This is our input for our compost. Comes in, enters a sorter. We will whitelist seeds. What kind of seeds are these? Well, I saw some seeds there. Did I scroll past them? I saw seeds. Show me the seeds for our grass. Where seeds? Where seeds? There we go. Okay. Switchgrass seeds. We're going to sort these off and collect them and plug them right back in. Let's go this way. These are our seeds to just be redistributed to the planter machine there so that it can take those seeds and use those to craft new things. We're going to prioritize putting seeds here, and then we're going to overflow. Seems good. Okay. How's this? What do we got here? So it tries to go this way. Extra goes this way. These are seeds. I don't know which end is like the target and which is not. If I remember right, this goes right. It's like the target one. So I think we want to pull this one up and over. But it's easy to correct if we need. Oh, big raid! Perk cuss. I don't think I've seen your stream. Are you a stationeer? Do you make the stations? I've been watching a lot of stationeer streams lately, but I don't think I've checked yours out. Happy to throw you a follow. Hello. Hello, viewers. What madness are you up to? You need raid notifications? Yes, yes, and yes. I appreciate it. What madness am I up to? So right now we are working, well, we're just kind of chilling. I just got the nitrogen cooling going, so it's actually condensing, and that's starting the chain. So we're collecting nitrogen. We're kind of passively doing that. We have the auto miners. It's hard to, I can't show you. It's mostly storms. But we have deep miners that are mining silver and gold, and those are going through centrifuges to get us nitrogen. That's our only source of nitrogen right now. So we're using trading and that to try and fill up our phase change setup for nitrogen and get that going. So kind of making progress. I've been picking away at that for like weeks. It's been a lot of sessions, but it's actually like turning on now. It's filling up. And we're just plugging in more nitrogen. Once we hit the capacity, we should be good. There'll probably be some optimizations or whatever, but that'll get us to the nitrogen cooling we need to do rocketry. So along with all that, right now I'm setting up a compost center, and I'm going to teach the Larry arm to do the planting. so that we can not only automate planting, but automate compost production, which will generate nitrogen. And that'll be a good way to get our hands on nitrogen, have a good permanent passive supply if we want to feed it to the plants. It's going to be good. Game is hard. If you are new, you have to die many times, and you have to not take that personally. You have to learn from your deaths. It's good to like go online and just like look at some tutorials. You have to just straight up do research. You have to treat it like it's a course or something in school and just go learn for a while. There's a lot to learn. There's a lot of useful tricks. So I would definitely recommend learning, and don't mind that you're gonna make some mistakes and lose some bases. I should show them the crafting setup. I can show you crafting setup. We can do some crafting. Storming is actually a pretty good time for us to go mining. Let's do a teeny bit of mining to demonstrate, but I'll walk through the crafting. I'll just do a little crafting flex. I'm super happy with it. It's further than I've ever gotten automation for production before, and it seems to be working well. So I'm having a good time with that. But let's see, I'm going to turn on my X-ray goggles so we can see. If I remember right, our crafting station doesn't need much. I think we need like a little bit of coal, and we needed silicon, some iron. Let's grab a couple stacks of stuff while it storms. And then I will show the crafting automation. Still blowing up the base. That's a big part of it. I've blown up this base a few times. If it wasn't for save scumming, this base would be dead. I'm thinking next base I want to do. I want to do no save, no pause, rogue, and just feel the pain. We're gonna lose. We're gonna die many times, but that's part of the fun of it. A thing to do. Last time I was working on my furnace, the furnace automation for the crafting stuff, I went to turn it on, and then it exploded, and then it blew out a wall into my base, and then my whole base became a fireball, and then everything died. That was like 1 or 2 sessions ago. I save scummed that one. Not gonna lose my base for that. Goodbye, Neff, I miss you. You're braver than me. I would have just saved scum. But I like the idea of actually rolling with it. Next save. Next save, I'll blow up the base, and then that adds a lot of motivation for like designing your bases in a way where they can handle fire, and you can make mistakes and like run back to a safe spot and heal or whatever and fix it. That'd be fun to do. I like that idea. Maybe like carry around an emergency hard pack or something. Throw it on when you blow yours up. I guess that's what duct tape's for. Alright, we're just farming for a second while we wait for the storm to end. And then I'll walk over crafting real quick. Mars chillin'. Mars is a good life. I'm thinking maybe Europa next time, maybe Venus. Something uncomfortable. Vulcan's a lot of fun. We just did hot for this save. Vulcan is hot. Venus will be hot again. But Venus is hot with crazy pressure and totally different atmosphere, which makes for totally different automation and late game and sustainability and whatnot. I feel like the storm has been going for 20 minutes. Can't go forever. It's gonna have to get tired eventually. Oh, is that it? Oh, we did it. Okay. Alright, let's walk over the crafting. So this is big base. This is pretty late game. We're on like session 25 or 30 or something. But let's see. Crafting. So, the way crafting is set up, we've got this chute. We can feed this chute our bag of stuff and things. I'm gonna feed it a couple bags. I'm gonna feed it all our bags. This is gonna go up to an unloader, which is gonna unload those bags into ore. Ore goes through sorting, where we pull out everything that can be smelted. We stack it into stacks of 50. We run it into a silo, and then everything else just kind of goes through to like a final product line. The stuff in the furnace, or sorry, the stuff in the silo gets fed one by one through the furnace, which handles the automated furnacing, just using like the ambient air outside basically, or hot tank air. So this is going to auto smelt everything, and we're collecting that gas too and filtering off any nitrogen we want from it. So all of the handling of raw resources goes in here, and then we've even got another plug-in below. We have some raw ore generation from deep miners, which again has a silo for the unusable mixed reagents. This is feeding into automatic centrifuges, which are turning on based on how full the silo is. So we'll turn more of them on if the silo is full, and it'll make sure that this is always getting emptied. So that will separate into ore, and that ore will plug into the exact same system that we just added some ore manually to. So wherever we get ore, it plugs in here, gets stacked, gets smelted, gets sorted, comes down here when it's into bars. We should be able to see that coming through the system, hopefully. Might not have farmed enough. But bars come through. Bars enter another sorting system where full perfect stacks of 50 like iron, steel, or iron, coal, whatever, get sorted off. And this includes all of the advanced alloys as well. Every alloy in the game is in this mall, basically. And you can see that mall through the wall. Let's go inside. Got the auto airlock, of course. We come inside, we see a tower of all the bags we threw through the system. Those are coming out at the other end. Anything that doesn't get sorted just comes out here. So that tends to be the bags. But if anything ever goes wrong in the system, we would see it pouring out here as raw resources as well. Alright, here is the main base, main hab. It's pretty big. So this is the mall. The mall, all that sorting goes into the mall. You can see these perfect stacks everywhere of every single resource in the game. We have a program that does the counts of the machines. It shows us how much is in each machine, and then it changes the color too. So like this is, it goes to purple and blends in when it's pretty full. If it starts getting empty-ish, it goes to orange. If it has like 5 or less, it'll go to red. Sorry, yellow. This is yellow. Go from yellow to red. So purple, yellow, red. You can just like look at the wall and see what are we low on. We have a machine here that is rotating through all of the alloys. And it has the alloys, and it also has all the requirements for making those alloys. So you can see like Invar, solder, waspalloy, whatever. It shows the alloy, it shows what goes in it, it shows the furnace requirements to craft that. And then if any of these ever go into the yellow as it's rotating over them, it'll stop, it'll turn on the light, it'll craft the thing. So like we could even demonstrate that manually, I think. Or we could, yeah, sure. So let's take a look. Let's say I want to vend, what do I want to vend? Are any of these low at all? We'll do this one. Let's say I want to sell Hastaloy to a vendor. I could come over to this chute, or this little dial, where we're controlling where stuff goes, and this is also controlled by robots, but I can manually walk in here and just say, alright, send some stuff to the trader. We're going to throw a 7 in there for trader. That's going to tweak the dials on the mall so that it goes to trader. And then I want to say, I want to sell a few of these to the trader. I want to sell down to 20. Let's go 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that sells down to 20. We can see this goes to yellow. The count upgrades to 20. Now, nothing's going to happen because I'm currently holding the chute. So the mall can't like do anything. But we can see that it's already recognized, oh shoot, we're out of this thing. We need more of this thing. So it turns on the light, it halts here, and now it's ready to craft this. Additionally, the stuff that we gave to the vendor gets piped straight through to this machine where we can sell it. So this is nice for selling advanced alloys or stuff to the like build ink dude in particular. This is a good one. Got a nice button here that converts this into breathable air too. I'm gonna push that just to flex. We're just flexing now. You didn't even need to see that. That's not even relevant. Okay, so this is, I was holding this at a 7. Now if I relieve this, if I put it to 0, now the computers know that, okay, the user isn't like manually holding the chutes, so they can take over. And they immediately do. The program immediately starts throwing in whatever resources it needs to make this resource. We can see the counts all go to 0 as it distributes what it needs to craft Hastalloy. And then it starts going through an auto furnace process of auto furnacing those resources and turning it into the right material. It's going to load 1,000. It only ever cooks 1,000 at a time, so it's going to melt 1,000 things, and then after it's all melted, it's going to basically pump down to vacuum. It'll empty for like 10 seconds, and then it'll try and achieve these conditions. It will try and fill to the max pressure high, 27 kilopascals, with a target temperature of 700. And it'll do that just by alternating. We have a tank of hot and cold gas, of daytime and nighttime gas, and then additionally we're collecting a bunch of heat from the steam that we create. The water production dumps its heat into our hot gas. So it'll just alternate between those two gases to achieve 700 C. It'll try and pump to this. If the temperature isn't right, it'll empty to here and then pump to here again and do that until it works, which it should not have to do much of. But it'll keep working until it gets the right temperature. And then it'll craft the thing, it'll distribute it to the mall, it'll go ahead and keep rotating. So with this system, you just add ore, especially if you could like harvest it with rockets or deep miners. You just add ore, it gets auto-processed, auto-distributed, it gets auto-sent into an auto-furnace, which gets put in the mall again. And then finally on top of all of that, all of these machines have been programmed so that if you want to make something, you just walk up and say like, okay, if I want cables, I can walk up here and say, what, there's 3 values. This is hundreds value, tens value, 1 value. So I can make like 111 cables, or I can make 100 cables, and then I click go, and it's going to do that. And while it's doing that, it's also sending a message off to Brain up there to say if it needs anything, request it from the mall. So whenever anything gets low on resources, it'll send resources in. It'll craft resources whenever they're low in the mall. And it'll only craft as many as you tell it to make, and then you can just like flick this switch at any time to cancel the job as well. That should wrap it up, unless it doesn't, because bugs. I need to fix that. Something not quite right there right now. But with this whole system, basically all production is automated. So that all you need to do is add some ore, and we need to get more outposts and more rockets mining so that we don't have to do that at all. At that point, the game's like a sandbox. You just build whatever you want. It all pops out for free. So super cool. This is the most I've automated my production before. And it is, yeah, it's like fully automated. I think I've got like one more bug in here I know of. But that one portion of the game is totally done, and it makes life way easier. For farming, we just like look at the wall and we can see like, okay, silicon's low. We're out of cobalt. And even like, I've found that you can just like visualize this basically. I can remember this picture and these colors more than I can remember like I need silicon and silver or something like that. So it's kind of fun. This is a great tool for seeing how your mall is doing. But yeah, the more advanced stuff autofills. We can see this guy just got a load of whatever was crafted from the auto furnace. Auto furnace keeps on swooping through the various things to try and craft forever. And life is good. Just add raw resources currently. Super happy with that. Pretty proud of it. And it was extremely difficult. It's a lot of complication. Just this bit right here of rotating through stuff we can't fit all the training for like the memory for all of these into 127 lines of code. So we had to extend the memory lives in 2 different chips. And we have an operation code where we like set it to 1 and it'll rotate to the next one, and then set it to 1, it'll rotate to the next one. And when this chip runs out, it'll start rotating through this chip. And when that one runs out, it'll reset the whole thing and start from 0. So just like crazy complication for getting it all to work. But it's been a lot of fun. That's been a neat project. All right, I gotta pee, and we got ads. Back in a second. All right, I'm back. What's going on in chat? What are we chatting? Yeah, I'm with you that just changing the physics of the game makes it totally different. Like Venus to Vulcan it's like you'd think it's similar, that it's just hot planet, but having different gases and different temperature variations, it's a completely different. You're like solving totally different problems. It's pretty wild. This is like watching Minecraft Redstoners. This that's where I started, kinda. I remember doing Minecraft Redstone, some of the first I don't know, programming playground stuff. Definitely programming in a game. The first time was Minecraft Redstone. That was a lot of fun. Did a big digital clock once upon a time, long time ago. Took forever. This is kind of like Redstone. This is way better. It's using assembly code, which is pretty traditionally disgusting in the programming world. But if you're trying to do really, really simple problem solving, like you do in a game like this, then assembly code is amazing. So it's a lot of fun. I like this more than Redstone for sure, and it's like scratching the same itch. Much more powerful tools, and nice to be able. You got like a GitHub. You got all your code in a laptop. Like I just made an airlock and I just pasted the code, and there you go. You got an airlock. That's so much better than Redstone. So much better. What is CTFs? Glad you like the explanation. Happy to explain things or answer questions if you're having troubles. What else was I doing? Oh yeah, look, I got no suit on and I'm in this room now. Isn't that crazy? That's pretty crazy. What's this guy? This guy is gonna sell me stuff I don't care about. Do you want to buy anything? You want to buy ores, which I actually don't really want to do that. Okay, so you're good to go, but that door is shut. I'm gonna go ahead and click the button, rotate to open the door. What was I doing? Showed some things, showed some stuff, crafted some things, crafted some stuff. Got a bug here we could work on. I think while I was going to the bathroom, I already think I figured out what's going wrong here, but not a solution. So maybe I'll leave that for now. Let's see, we got these. We needed these to plug in to our composters. That sounds right. We're gonna need a lot more chutes. Give me so many chutes. Give me 100 chutes. Go. Couple more of these. Don't need those at all. Okay. Eat and drink. Gotta program the Larry soon, too. I gotta program the Larry, and I'm tempted. I feel like I should put like an airlock right here between these 2 rooms. I think that makes sense. I feel like we're gonna be moving back and forward between the composting area and the greenhouse pretty frequently. That seems like a pretty obvious going to happen. So maybe we want another airlock over here as well. I am going to paint you. You can be orang. Oh, and I think I need a wall or a door. I need a wall or a door here. Can I just do a door? Are we good to put a door there without a problem? Are you gonna get upset at me? Can I get 2 doors? That's enough shoots. Let's cancel that. Give me 2 doors. Oh yeah, and then everything we craft just comes raining down from the sky right into the center. Or we can switch a dial to send it to the vendors if we want. That's nice too. What do we got here? Ooh, this guy's good. This guy's full of money for us. This guy sucks. He's got to go. We already have our suit on. We're good to head out. Goodbye, guy. The Build Inc. one. That's what I was just talking about. He likes to buy resources. Let's bring him in. Okay, we have 2 doors. I know we need sensors. Give me like 10 sensors. Okay. Can I throw this down already? Are we good? Can I do it this way? No. Can I do it this way? No. What if I want to? What if I say please? Still no. Okay, so this wall's gotta go. Maybe I just leave it for now. You just sit there. No, I'm gonna keep you. I don't think that's a rush. I think we might want an airlock here eventually. And it's a pretty easy task. But maybe not right now. Let's see, we're doing composty things. I still needed shoots. You made me a couple doors. That's good. Let's keep you making shoots before we walk away, because that's going to take a bit. So give me still 100 shoots is good. Okay. I'm going to check what this guy is all about. Alright, you sell nothing interesting. You buy good things. You buy a hard suit package. That's one we can do quickly. That's easy. Wants to buy tons of steel and solder and Constantan and Invar. Oh, and actually the stuff that I loaded in. When I was saying a vendor wanted to buy that, it's true. He does. Look. He wants to buy this, and he's paying an absurd amount of money for it. Okay, so this is the guy. These are the money generators. We already have $30,000. I don't know if we need much more, but we could feed this guy some of the advanced resources and get a lot of money fast. I'm thinking the hard suit package is good to go. We should do that. That one's super fast. That's a filter and a hard suit and a couple canisters. Let's collect a little money from this guy, and then we'll go do composty things. Alright, you want a hard suit. We already got that ready. Give me 1 helmet. I'm going to cancel you. I need a box. A single box. I need 2 canisters. I need a medium battery. Or a large battery. Start charging it now. And then I need a filter. Are you done yet? Still going? Give me 1 of those. Helmet goes in the bag. And we'll prep a hard suit for him. He'll be good to go. Alright, we've got our sensors. Gonna grab the sensors. Let's see. Go back to making shoots, please. Shoots forever. Still want 100 shoots. We'll just get this thing, and then we're all ready to sell it, basically. We need to prep it, but that's all the material. This guy gets a tank. Needs one carbon filter. Just do the cheapest one. I'm gonna put the battery in here. Throw it in there. That's gonna fill it up with air, and the battery charges way faster when it's in here for whatever reason. Cool. I just like throw this in. Nice. So this one's all ready to go. It just needs a little bit more charge on the battery. And then we throw it in here and we can sell it to that guy. So that's like $500 ruse. Do we want to send him anything else? Kind of low on mats. I'm tempted to not... We have a lot of money. I don't want to empty out too many resources to get more money we don't need. I'm thinking maybe we don't sell him something, even though he's like the perfect vendor to make money off of. We could sell him stuff, but then we have to spend like an hour farming it again, even with all the auto furnace and everything. It takes a lot of resources. Let's maybe sell him a little. I'm gonna sell him a couple things. Well, first off, this is busy. It's requesting things. Gotta wait for it to go to 0. The auto lathe was hungry for material, so it sent material. Okay, so we will go to trader. And then let's give him some stuff. I know we already gave him a bunch of this. Let's give him a couple more. And maybe a couple of these. And maybe a couple of these. Just got to avoid like 21 is the cutoff where it's going to start making more. A couple of these. Maybe a little bit of solder. Why not? This is actually free. We should be selling as much of this as we can. With the deep miners giving us infinite gold and silver. We have infinite electrum as well. Alright, so we'll pipe some resources over. Those go shooting through the tubes. And then down to the vendor. Let's sell him some things, including... Are you loaded? You are, including this setup. The hard suit package is ready to go. Throw it in the machine. And let's make some money off this dude. What you got for me, dude? He wants things and stuff. He wants this. Got it. He wants this. Sure. He wants this. Should sell more. None of that. Some of that. None of that. Some of that. Let's just sell him whatever. Okay. I think that's pretty good. We'll sell this one as well. We can sell that hard suit package. Now we have $35,000 ruse. It's pretty good. Nothing to buy from him, right? We could sell more, but I don't think we want more money. We should be buying nitrogen and not wasting resources on money, if money is okay. Dance. Alright. That's the thing. Are you empty? No way. I was thinking, no way. You were not empty. Just whatever was selected got sold is all. Okay. Any more vendors, maybe? No? Looks bad? I'm pretty sure this one's bad. We can bring them in for free. Alright, what are we doing? We got shoots crafting. We want to do automation on the Larry dude. We want to make the composters. Maybe more nitrogen things, too. I think we need to plug our nitrogen production into our nitrogen cooling. I just want to take a quick look at that. That's been running for a couple hours now. How you doing? Are you condensing the nitrogen gas? How much nitrogen's in the pipe? The nitrogen pipe is down to 3.3 kilomoles. So that's good. The pressure's going down. That's getting converted into a liquid in the condenser. The waste heat's being dumped into here, which is sitting right on the edge of where it condenses. This container's barely able to pull it below that point. How are you doing? You're still negative 92. Good. You're still a third full. So, okay. All good. All good so far. And then how are we doing here? We're up to half a megapascal. Temperature's up to negative 155. Okay. We've made it 3 chambers still. Not super far. Just a little bit of liquid. Seems good. And then I wanted to look at this. So I think we want to plug in this nitrogen into there. We should basically just be dumping all that into our nitrogen right now. It's building up here. How much do we have? We have 2.3 kmol. I mean, it's something. We can leave it for now. Zoom, composter. Just flip that door. Alright. So we left here because we ran out of chutes. Try and keep it with windows because they're pretty. Alright. So this is going to filter off seeds. So this is our input here, which is going to come from our plants. It's going to have seeds and plants. We're going to filter off seeds. Seeds are going to go this way. And they're going to enter the input or the export bin to be reloaded into the plants. And then we're going to have extra. And the extra needs to be dumped into lava, I believe, would be best. Is there an easy way to do that? Do we just go like straight through the floor? We could just go straight through the floor. I've done it before. I can do it again. Okay, we'll give it a long shoot going straight through the floor. Should we do like a 5? Yeah. There. So it prioritizes loading seeds into there to be used. Otherwise, they're going to overflow down. I think that's good. I'm just thinking, do we need like more there? Is there ever going to be a case where it's going to like run out of seeds while it's trying to load? Or when it's trying to harvest? If there's only like 2 seeds in backup, is that good? Should be. Because it's pretty much going to be harvest something, replant it immediately, so it'll get its own seed. Okay, I think this should work okay. Even if there's like not much of a backlog there. No buildup of seeds, no reserve. Should still be okay. Am I out of shoots? Nope, got hundreds more, good. Not hundreds, but 30. Okay, so that goes underground. And then we need to make sure it actually goes to lava. Let's see. Where are you, shoot? There you are. So here's where our spare seeds will get dumped. Spare anything, really, could be dumped here. And we want to make sure that's got a nice path down. If we just leave it in the environment, that's okay. It'll get destroyed by storms, but it'll cause lag and clutter. If we go straight into the lava, then it gets eaten and deleted pretty much immediately. Can you compost seeds? Could I just compost them, maybe? That would be ideal. Oh well. There we go. Lava. Don't touch it. It looks like it would be fun to swim in, but it's not. Don't do it. Ooh, I wanna. Ooh, it's right there. It's red and I'm red. It feels like I should be swimming. Don't look at it. Don't be tempted by the lava. Okay, there's our dump. Okay, so seeds now have a place to go and they have an overflow. The last thing is this is fertilizer coming in someday. We'll get to that one step at a time. Alright, so we have our shoots here. I don't know exactly how this is going to work. For now, we could literally just like basically leave it as is, and this is actually a pretty okay start. We can take this, we can start running it, we can program the Larry. It can start doing some things and some stuff. It's going to make seeds, which are going to re-enter the system so that it can run forever. It's going to make the plants, which we're going to waste right now. We'll just dump them here. But we can get the production side working without getting the consumption side working. And we can't... I don't know what to do with this. We have to actually have some plants to work with to be able to see this stuff function. So it's kind of... we could go that way, I think. Alright, seems good. Let's see. So we will have a collection of plants just getting pooped out right here for now. Let's make sure that everything has water like it's supposed to. Just get a little bit of general construction done. Okay, we got water going to all of these, except this guy. Okay, everybody got water. Alright, this is a start. This is like a half a compost room. This is really not so bad. This is getting close. We had some walls. We had a little bit of logic to handle overpressurizing in the room and to filter that out. And we're going to have to program you guys. So definitely work to do, but this is a good start. Let's go take a look at the Larry guy. I want to play with Larry a bit. I've been waiting to program that Larry arm for a bit. For the whole save, really. Alright, so what do we need for Larry arm? Mostly brains and programming. We got our housing, we got our circuit. I think that's pretty much it. Okay. Wow. That's insane. And then it doesn't even die? Wait, what? Do these things live forever? Are you for serious? Do we not even need to filter seeds? Okay. It might be that all the ARM ever does, at least for this program, all the ARM is ever gonna do... Yeah, it could fertilize if we want, but it's just gonna go out and grab stuff. It doesn't need to plant. It doesn't need to fertilize. It could just keep... Oh, I can't plant hay? Oh, no. Okay. All good. I'm gonna collect a couple seeds. So many clicks. It's an insane amount of clicks. Okay. So our Larry guy is going to walk along, and it's gonna, whenever these things are ready, it's just gonna harvest them. And if we want, whenever they're out of fertilizer, we could add more fertilizer. I'm wondering, I want to check right now, can I do something with this hay? What happens if we try and turn this into something?
Oxygen critical.
I'm going to try and compost it real fast, just to get a feel for what we're even doing here. I would like to have a better idea of the full process before we start automating it or doing anything really. So let's play with this right now. I'm gonna add a little bit of power. We can just start throwing some hay in and see if it'll turn into fertilizer correctly. Okay. Let's see. So you have power and stuff. I'm gonna save. Can I throw one in? I'm gonna turn you on. You eat it, and then you immediately... Not enough items. Oh, how's that? Okay, give you a bunch of stuff, and then you're just doing things. Okay, so I think it grinds it first, and then you can process it, is how this works, I think. What about the electric signals here? What are the config things? You got anything interesting in your config? You got your quantity, which is items left to process. It's quantity. You've got an import count, which is 2. Not seeing much in here, other than our quantity. Currently processing. Okay. And while this is processing, I'm guessing if we look at the air, we might be able to see some trace bits of like nitrogen. We can see some nitrogen here. 1% nitrogen. Okay, so hay goes in, and it processes. Okay. And then, it's just shitting out little fertilizers. It looks like it takes 3 items for 1 fertilizer. Okay. And then do I could like put this in our... I could go in here, basically. Okay. I'm just wondering, like, is there anything to track your activity? Is it just that we fill it until it has some desired amount of items to grind, and then we click the button, and then we wait until items left to process goes to 0? Maybe something like that. Not sure. Okay, we got a couple fertilizers. But it does seem like hay is working. Hay, I just mainly wanted to see what happens if we stick that through the system, and is this going to work? That's correctly spitting out nitrogen like we're looking for. It's correctly spitting out fertilizer. So it's not exactly what I was expecting, but everything looks fine so far. We can put the fertilizer into that export chute. And then we can use that here. Fertilize things, I think, right? I'm gonna fertilize you. Look at that, you got fertilizer. Wow. Okay. Seems reasonable. So the other thing I was thinking here is that we set this thing up to go all the way to 19, which is very far. The way this thing works, the arm's gonna go out, it's gonna harvest 1, it's gonna go back, it's gonna lower 1, it's gonna go out, it's gonna harvest another, it's gonna go back, it's gonna lower 1. These have 20 round trips for each thing of grass. So we probably only need like half of this, I'm thinking. I'll probably set it up to only do 4 to 11. Okay. Do we just go for it now, I think? It's time to teach you to think. Are you ready to learn? Larry? Laurie. Are you ready to do things, Laurie? Do I want to take the other code and chop it apart, or do I want to make my own? I kind of feel like making my own. I feel like I just need to copy like one line of code. And then we're good. Let's, we're gonna edit. We're gonna load the example they gave us. Larry example, which came from the devs when they introduced Larry. They gave us one example. Now, I was just looking through this the other day. I got a rough idea for how it works. I'm feeling pretty comfy with it, I think. And this is like the main thing that we're looking for, more or less. We want to be able to see there's stuff going on in there. So first off, this has one for plant. Do we even need one for plant? Am I going to manually plant them once and then it's good forever? I think in general we want one for plant. But I don't think this logic has one, actually. I think we can just keep living off the same plants forever. Or I don't know. Maybe you get like 2 or 3 harvests from this, and then it does a full harvest, and you need to replant the seed. I'm not certain. We're going to want that logic for other programs, so I guess we can write it. Okay. So we've got this for whether it's occupied. And then we've got mature, seeding, and this is checking for fertilizer. Okay. I'm tempted. We could just like hack this one apart rather than write my own. Let's just write our own. It's okay. We'll make a new one. I'm going to start with a very simple template. Did I copy the one line of code I wanted? I hope so. Yes. Okay, so this is just basically nothing code. We've got a main loop that's looping. We've got a spot where we load variables. I don't even think we're going to... I think this is a little bit of a different program. I think this one's not going to have quite as much going on for like loading variables every loop or having any sort of like stages as much. But we'll see. Let's think about this. How do we want to do it? We're going to want to iterate through all of our seed containers or all of our planters. We are going to want to check the planter and just go through all of those checks of, is there anything in there? No, plant it. Is it already ready to harvest? Go ahead and harvest. Does it need to be fertilized? Fertilize it. Basically any logic around what we want to do with that individual planter, one at a time. We want to go ahead and get that done. And then if it's not in any of those conditions where we should be doing something, then we just want to move on to the next planter. And we want to just keep going by and checking all the planters and iterating through them and deciding, do we need to harvest them? Do it. Do we need to fertilize? Do it. Plant? Do it. That kind of thing. So the main thing is looping through those indexes and then checking state. Now they were doing that using a stack where they have like the names and they have an index next to it, basically. We could go with that. I was thinking we might be able to have the name and the index be the same thing. If we iterate from 4, index 4, which is named 4, all the way to 11, which is named 11. I don't know if we can just do like a named hash 11, if that's going to work. We might have to do like hash 11. Let's see. So I think we use the stack pointer. No, I think we do want a hash here. Okay, I'm going to make a, or not a hash, but a stack, I mean. I'm going to make a stack. Let's make a function called reset stack. Reset stack is going to move the stack pointer to 0. So that's going to reset the stack. Does it need to do anything? And then it needs to push stuff. So let's go ahead and push. So we're going to push a name and an index, I believe. It's probably a good idea. We can just do it that way. That's okay. So we'll start out with the first. We'll do name, then index. So we'll do the hash of 4. This is our first one. The name is 4. And then we'll push 4 for the index with it. So we can pop this off the stack, we can pop off our index, and we can pop off our name. And we're going to just follow this pattern for all of them. I said all the way to 11, right? So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. God damn it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then that needs to correspond to the correct names. 5 is 5, 6 is 6, 7 is 7, 8 is 8, 9 is 9, 10 is 10, 11 is 11. Okay, so here's our stack. When we call reset stack, we're going to put the stack pointer at 0 and then push a bunch of stuff into the stack. So if there was anything in the stack, this should basically clear it. Or at least we're going to lose our reference to it and it might like overflow and get deleted. But this will create a new stack more or less with these items, and we'll pop them off in pairs. We can pop off the index, and then we can pop off the name as well. So along with that, we're going to have our station index maybe. It's going to be R15. We'll have name hash maybe, or plant name, plant hash, planter hash, planter name is R14. We could even do like planter station. No, this is okay. So we'll pop off our name, we'll pop off our index, and then we'll just we'll like pop through the stack, and when it goes to 0, we'll reload it. We'll just keep doing that. That works okay as a general pattern. Alright, so we're going to pop these off. We're probably also going to have some functions. We're going to want to move out and grab stuff. I remember there's like a move to function where you have move from, move to, basically. You have like a move. So we're going to either be moving from like the seed to the planter, or from the planter to the drop shoot. There's some sort of like source and then destination. So we're probably going to want to have variables for that in a generic function. Might want to create those now. We'll have v source index be r13 alias v dest index is r12. Okay. Air tank is not a thing. The resources or the devices we're going to be plugging in is just the arm, which is the Larry. I'm going to call it darm. That's going to be D0. What else does it need? Does it need anything else? It's all with the name, and then everything else is accessed by hash and name. Speaking of hash and name, let's look at the planter hash. What is the planter? Hydroponics tray. This is the guy, except it needs to... It's not a kit, it's the thing. This one. There we go. Structure. Hydroponics tray. Okay, so we'll copy this. And then we'll make a new constant for planter. The planter is just the structure of hydroponics tray. So now we can access, if we want, we can like, this is how we're going to reference the different planters, is we'll load by the planter hash with a specific hash name. And that will be like 4, for instance, is the planter that is named 4. which I've named this 4. This is 5. This is 6. So just with that name and item combo, we can target the specific planters we're interested in. Alright, progress. We got a stack. We got load vars is probably not going to do anything. Let's get rid of load vars. We got a main function that's yielding and chilling. And then what does our main function do? Our main function is going to... First, it's probably going to pop stuff off the stack. So let's say jol pop stack. Pop stack. It's going to jraw. So we're going to say this main function yields for a second to let stuff sit. It's going to jump to pop stack. Pop stack's going to pop off one of these combos. So the first thing pop stack's going to do is it's going to... Ooh, do we want a jol here? I think we can jol okay. J main's fine. You'll J main after pop stack. Okay. So pop stack is going to branch if equal to 0. Stack pointer. Reset stack. So if the stack is completely empty, if the stack pointer is equal to 0 and we have nothing on the stack, for instance when we're first running the program, it's going to jump to reset stack. Reset stack is going to make stack pointer 0. It already is. It's going to fill the stack. It's going to push everything in, and then it's going to jump to main. So we enter back into main. We yield for a second. We now jump into pop stack again, and this time we're going to do it with a stack that has stuff in it. So this is no longer true. Stack pointer is going to be like 10 or 15 or something. And we'll be able to move to this line with a stack that we know has at least one planter left in it. And then we're going to pop. We're going to pop into our V station index. Is going to be the current station we're looking at. This is the planter's index. In fact, we might want to call it plant index. Yeah, I'm going to call it stations, fine. Alright, we're good. But we're going to pop the index. This is last in, first out, so it's going to pop off the 11 into the index on this line. And then we're going to pop off the name into V planter name. Okay, so we pop this off. We pop this off. The 10 and below remain in the stack. And now we have these two guys populated with whatever we're interested in. Okay, so now back here, we go to jraw, which is going to return to the return address for pop stack, right back up to here. And at this point, we know that we have got our station index and our planter named for a planter that we want to look at, along with where it actually exists. So this is where we want to be checking for things. We want to say check. We want to check if it's empty. So that's going to be load by name and slot for, we're going to load this into R0 to start as okay. We're just going to use a temp register. The device hash is our planter hash. So it's that constant. The name hash is going to be the planter name. So we're looking at the planter with the name of planter name, which in this case is going to be hash for 11. I'm going to start with 11. Slot index is going to be 0. Slot type is occupied, I remember, and then batch mode 1 is fine. So what this is doing is we're going to be load by name and slot. The 0 slot is the slot for where it's got like a seed. The 1 slot is for the slot where it has fertilizer. So we're going to look at that 0 slot for where there might be a seed, and then we're going to look to see is it occupied. We're looking at this variable basically. So is the planter at the specified spot occupied is now getting loaded into R0. Okay, so if this is greater than 1, then we need to jump to, what do we need to do? If this is greater than 1, then we're going to want to jump to another function for loading it up with the seed, which is going to be telling it to move from a source index of the seed index to a dest index of the, station index. Should be what we want to do. Okay. So do we want to do that all here? should we make a function here? We'll say set, or we'll say branch, if not equal to 0, R0, go to plant seed. Okay, so what am I doing here? Our main function, I'm making a slight change. I'm moving the yield down a little bit lower. I don't know if we need that. Main is going to, in fact, I'm going to put this back right away because this is always the first line of main. So it's going to pop stack. It's going to make sure the stack's good. After that, then once it reaches line 11, we know that we've got good variables here. So we're basically wanting to loop on these two variables. We don't want to pop again for a while. So we have a continue main function, which is an option where we can continue from here without causing a pop stack, but still kind of do the whole main stack. So once we have popped something where there's something to do, we're going to walk through here. We're going to load if it's occupied. If it is not occupied, if, let's see, branch if equal to 0. If the R0 is equal to 0, if it's not occupied, then we're going to jump to plant seed. Plant seed is going to plant a seed, and then it's going to jump back to main and loop again, so that it can keep working on the plant until the plant has no more tasks associated with it. Because it's probably going to be, in this case, we're just doing a one task of planting a seed. But in future tasks, we're probably going to want to go out there like 20 times and farm all of the resources out until there's nothing left to harvest, basically. So we'd want to keep looping on the same plant right here until that's totally done. And then when that's the case, it would hit jmain, go back up to here, pop the next one off, and start doing the process for the next one. So that's kind of the general logic loop we're looking for. All right, so what's plant seed going to do? Let's make a couple more constants here. We've got our variables, we've got our input, we've got one constant for a planter. Let's define a constant for, what is it, seed index is going to be 2, I think. So 0 index is where it parks. 1 index is fertilizer? This one's seed, right? Yeah, this one's fertilizer. This one's seed. So the 2 index is seed. The 1 index is fertilizer. 2 index is seed. Fertilizer index is 1. Okay. So let's define these as constants just to make things a little more readable. Because now our plant seed, what's our plant seed going to do? Plant seed is going to set the source, v source index is going to be equal to the seed index. So we say move for that. Move the seed index into the source index. You're going to go here to start, go to source index of seed, and then after that, your dest index is going to be whatever the current station index is. The station index being the current planter station index. Welcome back, I missed you. Yes, I'm doing Larry's. I'm teaching Larry to do ARM things. Haven't done this in a while, but we got the example code to make it easy. Alright, so plant seed is setting these 2 variables, and then nothing's happening with them. We need to go to... we need another job for, like, move. What is it called? Move and wait? Now this one goes to continue main. Alright, so we jump to plant seed. We set what we want to do with Larry, where we're going from, where we're going to. We jump to move and wait. You not working? There it is. We jump to move and wait. Move and wait's going to do something, then it's going to jump to continue main to continue the loop. All right, so what is move and wait doing? Move and wait is going to, first it is going to set the D arm setting to the source index. So first thing you do, go to the source index, and then jaw wait. Wait for move. Say something like that. Just pumping out functions here. Let's make another function. Wait for move. Which is going to jraw. So we'll jaw to get a return index. We'll jraw to come right back up here. Alright, so we're going here. We're going to wait for move. So we set the setting. We wait for move. Wait for move is going to yield for a second. It's going to load the current position of the arm, which is, it's like idle or something? Can't I do that? Yeah, I think so. Okay, so wait for move. Yields, it loads into R0 the D arm idle, whether or not this is true. And then we're going to branch if equal to 0. R0. Wait for move. Alright, so wait for move. We come in, we yield for 1 tick. We load the arm's idle position, or the idle condition. This idle stat, I think, should be a 0 if it's chillin', or 1 if it's idle and it's just chillin'. It should be a 0 if it's currently moving or doing something. So we load to see if it's idle. That goes into R0. And then we say branch if equal to 0, R0, wait for move. So if the idle state is equal to 0, then jump back up to here, wait for move, and then do it again. Yield, check the state, wait for move. So it's going to loop here forever until the thing goes to idle. When it goes to idle, we're going to jraw. Jraw is going to come back up here to wait for move. Okay, so at this point, we have moved to our spot. Now we want to tell the arm to grab things. How do I even do that? Let's go ahead. I'm going to look at the example code. We're going to steal their code. I'm going to create new. This is going to be Larry arm. Larry's arm. Let me load your example and take a look. What does it look like to drop? Activate. And then you got the wait. And then you wait. And you wait. Okay, so it's just activate. Got it. Move and waits. So we set... we move to the right index. We set activate to 1. And then we again jaw wait for move. Maybe even wait idle. Wait for idle. Wait for idle. Wait for idle. Wait for idle. Okay. We do this. This looks good. So it's going to go to the source destination. Wait for that to be done. It's going to activate. Wait for that to be done. That's going to grab the thing and pull it back up. Now we got a thing in our arm. Now we're going to go ahead and go to our dest index. Again, wait for idle. We're going to activate again. And then one last time. Wait for idle. Then finally continue main. So plant seed. Plant seed sets a source index of the index seed. It sets a destination index of whatever current planter we're looking at. It gets called when the planter is empty. It's going to go to move and wait with these correct variables. Move and wait is going to move out to the source index or the seed index. It's going to activate and grab the seed. It's going to move to the destination index. It's going to activate and drop the seed. And then we're done and it's sitting just right where it was. Okay. Maybe it even makes sense to try and like tell it to go back. But maybe not. Maybe we just leave it right where it is and it's chilling. Okay. So we've got... This should handle if we need to plant a seed. Alright. Now we need to handle what? Fertilizing and harvesting, perhaps? Probably harvesting first. Let's say if you are mature, seeding. Okay, so we're going to load to check if the plants are finished. Check if plants are grown. So we'll see this mature and the seeding, or the seeding come through. When it reaches either of those end states of mature or seeding, we're going to ignore the growing state. We're not going to do anything in the growing state. But when it's to the point where we can harvest, we should be able to see mature or seeding set as 1. So we're going to load those into 2 different just temporary registers, temporary variables. And then we're going to OR them together. We're going to say OR R0, R0, R1. So now these are ORed together into R0. This is if it's either seeding or mature. Then we're going to want to go ahead and harvest. So we will say branch if equal to 0, or branch if greater than 0, R0. Harvest should be a function. Okay, so we will branch to harvest if it is mature or seeding. What is harvest going to do? Harvest is going to do some stuff. It's going to do a similar thing. It's going to be almost identical to this logic. Harvest is going to set a source. It's going to set a destination. And then it's going to do the move and wait. The source is going to be our current station index. For the current planter, we're going to be grabbing from the current planter. The destination is going to be the drop index, which is 3. And let's double check that. 1, 2, 3 is our drop index, which goes into our import chute. Okay. Good. Drop index gets 3. All good. Let's see. So the drop index comes down here. Harvest is just going to say move from the station index to the drop index. So that's going to grab one thing and drop it off. The end. And then it's going to jump back up to continue main, and it's going to keep looking at it. So if there's more things to grab, if it's still mature or seeding, it's going to go over there and it's going to harvest it. Okay. So this is the logic for planting. This is the logic for harvesting. We could add logic for fertilizing. I think for now I'm going to say fertilize logic go here. Because we don't have any fertilizer, so it's not going to work. It's just going to perpetually be trying to harvest and not be able to. Seems good. The only other thing I can think of is when we are initially setting up right now, we don't have enough seeds in the system. So maybe we want to harvest before we plant. Could make sense. Maybe we want to move this logic down. Okay. How are we on code? Still got hundreds of lines. So we got our arm, we got some indexes, we got some constants. We're going to pop our stack. We're going to have a continue main. We're going to first check to see if we should harvest anything, and harvest first. That's priority 1, which actually, now that I say that, is backwards. We should be planting first and harvesting next so that everything can be growing at all times. We just need it flipped right now as we're initializing. Well, that's okay. We can flip it back. I want to see it do everything. I want to see this work. And we're not going to do fertilizing for now until we get the fertilizer up and running. It's going to do all these things. There's probably a bug in here somewhere. Let's find out. Let's see what happens. And as part of this, I think, let's go ahead and set One second here, actually. First off, is this all going to work correctly when we're doing all the move and weight and everything? Yeah, we're totally good. We're not going to go back to continue main until it's done with the move and weight, and we're certain that everything is settled. So we don't need any yield here. This yield is fine. Let's see. I was going to do a thing. I already forgot. I immediately forgot. I was going to do a thing and it's gone. What was I going to do? Some sort of logic. Some sort of thinking. Oh yeah, I wanted to do... Just set... What's the current thing we're looking at? What's the current V... We'll say planter... Source index is fine. Okay, so this is just the index should be a number. We're going to keep track of whatever number this is at. So if it's looking at planter 4, we'll see a 4, 5, 6. So I just want a little bit of feedback on the chip. We're going to have to debug this. We'll see. So you have each planter on the stack and you're popping them off and in turn deciding what to do with it. Yes, pretty much exactly. We have the planters are all labeled with a name hash that corresponds to their index for the station. So the index of integer 4 will line up with the name hash for the string 4. And that's exactly what we're setting up in our memory. You can see we have the planter name is the hash 4 for that string. The index is 4. And then we're just popping those off in a pair. Our pop stack is going to pop off the index, it's going to pop off the name, and that's what we can use to drive our logic. Our main stack initially will pop those variables to look at a specific planter, and then it'll go through a main loop where it does constant checks on the condition. It'll plant and harvest. It'll do any work that can be done on the plant that needs to be done based on its condition. And then if it can't do any work, or once it's done doing all the work, it'll hit jmain, go back up to here, and then pop off the next one and try it for the next planter. So it'll take a stop at each planter, do whatever it possibly can by looping on continue main, and then finally pop off to the next one and reset the stack when it needs to when it's empty. So pretty simple and pretty similar to what they're doing in the example code. I don't think there's anything really unique here. I pretty much just recreated what they had, but I thought through it with my own words. So that's nice. I think this is good. I'm going to confirm. We're going to export. We can throw this down and we can turn it on in a minute. I want to do just a teeny bit more here before we turn that on. We got this one, and we're going to need one more. So first off, you can go. I'm going to export you. You can go in. You're good. You're beautiful. We're going to get another chip. Does it work as a logical OR? I thought it was just a bitwise thing. I'm not sure what you're thinking there. Are you talking about this OR? Are you thinking of this guy being troublesome or something? What's going on in your brain, Neff? Teach me things. You got things. Let's see. So my thought here is when we're loading the mature or seeding, this is going to be a 1 or a 0. Both of these are going to be a 1 or a 0. So we should be safe to do the bitwise OR on them. You're right. I see what you're saying. And I've run into that specific issue with ORing and ANDing. ANDing, I remember, was a problem. Like this and that. If you do the AND of 1 with the AND, if you AND 1 with 2, then you get a 0 because of the bitwise AND. But if you AND a 1 with a 1, because we're using booleans here, then we're going to get a correct value here, I believe. We could do like set not equal to 0 on our 0 if we really wanted to. And make sure that it gets turned into a boolean, but I'm pretty confident this is going to be a boolean. It's mature, it's seeding. I think. I could be wrong. We'll see. Maybe bitwise OR is troublesome. You're right, that is something you have to think of. It's not as... you'd think you could just like AND a 1 and a 3, or a 1 and a 2, and that would come out as 1. But it does not. It comes out as 0 because of the bitwise. Alright, we're good. I'm going to save this code, I think. We already have done that, I think. We've already overwritten it, I think. We put it right there, I think. We need one more program. So when this thing is grabbing stuff and dropping it off in the chute, it's going to drop it in here, and then nothing's going to happen. We need to pull the chute. So we're going to make a quick program here. Let's grab the template. Give me that template. Where's my template? There it is. Overwrite. Super simple program. Let's keep an eye on that input, and whenever it has anything in it, let's pull the chute. Simple as that. So we're not going to have an air tank. Our device is going to be our import chute. We're not going to have a temperature, but we're going to have V item count, or V has items. It could be R15. Okay. Our load variables is going to load from the import chute the quantity, something like that. And that gets loaded into has items. So load has items, import chute quantity. Is that correct? If I look at you, you have a... What do you have? What am I looking for? Lock, air, open, prefab. Oh, come back. Oh, that's actually kind of useful. I could just throw something in that. You go in there. What is this? Does it show a value now? On, lock, air, open, power. None of these are like quantity. I can't use this to determine is there anything in there. I know there's a way to do this. I think we could even do it here if we have to. We could just do it as part of like the move and drop. Could just always pull this chute. Because maybe it's appropriate. It'll always pull it when it's appropriate. So that's good. But I'm pretty sure we can like look at this and see when you have something in you. I'm not seeing it here. I'm going to look at the chute bin. Chute import bin. What do you got for me? Is it your slot index? Is that what I need to look at? I probably need to look at the slot index for 0 and whether or not it is occupied in a similar way to what I was doing elsewhere. Okay, I'm juggling too many iPads here. What are we looking at? So we'll say this one, we're going to say load by slot for our occupied. Okay. So we're loading 0, 0, 1. I think this is what we're looking for. Is this correct? So we're loading into V has items. We're loading by slot. It says it wants a device hash. Can I just like load slot? Load slot. Okay, this might be it. Load slot into V has items from the device, which is our import chute. The slot index, which is 0. The logic type, which is occupied. And then it needs no extra variable. Okay, so this will give us a 1 or a 0 for whether or not it's occupied, which is whether or not it has items. Okay, and that's loaded by slot index. So I think we now have a Boolean for when there's anything in the chute. So what are we going to do? We're going to say, we're going to load our variables, and then we're going to say branch if equal to 0, V has items, main. So just go to main if the items are 0. Don't do anything until there's an item. If there is an item, set D import, chute, activate 1. Then pull the thing. And then it should release it, I think, automatically. So this can be our auto chute. That's a bad name. Auto import chute pulls the guy with pulls the lever with the guy in the computer brains. Yep. Export that, throw it into there. So now we have two programs here. We've got one that will just constantly monitor this chute and pull the thing whenever there's anything in there. We've got one that will run the logic on the Larry arm. Larry's looking to harvest first, and then after that, it's looking to plant. So let's see. What does this do? I'm going to save. We're going to turn this on. Any errors here? Yep. We're going to save, turn this on. Any errors here? Yep. These both need to be wired up. I'm going to move the... let's see. This is supposed to be the arm, right? You're the arm, which is the arm. Larry. And that's it. This guy's ready. I don't want to turn it on yet because I'm scared. This one needs the chute. Chute import bin. Yep. Chute import bin. So turn that on. Nothing happens. Can save. And then we can throw stuff through that too. So let's go ahead. This is a good example. Let's go ahead and see does our sorter work. I'm gonna grab seeds. I'm gonna harvest. Let's throw these in. Nothing happens. The code explodes. Okay. That's why we're testing. Said line 7. What's up with line 7? Line 7 says set, import, chute, activate 1. Do you not like that? You have a open, which is a reader write. You should probably open. So is that like set open to 1 and then yield for a tick to let that go and then set open to 0, I'm guessing? Is that gonna do it? I'm gonna edit, we're gonna save that code, we're gonna overwrite, we're gonna export it to this guy. I'm gonna pull this out, throw it on the ground, put that in here. Yeah. Perfect. That should go through, that should get sorted away, and it should just get shit on the floor, which is perfect. That's where I want it. Now this guy, are you gonna get sorted and come through here like you're supposed to? Good. So seeds will collect here, and then the other materials will go through the other way where they can enter the compost. And we've already got one seed, which is gonna plug into the Larry and help him do stuff. Now what do we got here? We got one seed on 11. It's gonna start with 11. It's gonna try and harvest it first. It's gonna go here, it's gonna try and harvest, there'll be nothing to do. It's gonna go here, it's gonna try and harvest, there'll be nothing to do. It's gonna go here, it's gonna try and harvest, there's nothing to do. It's gonna go here, it's gonna try and plant, it's gonna be able to plant. It's gonna go here, it's gonna try and plant, there'll be another seed, it'll be able to plant. It'll go here, it'll try and plant, there'll be no seed to plant. And it'll be caught in an infinite loop forever of trying to plant. If I switch the logic around. The way it currently is, it's gonna harvest first. But I think we are gonna get hung trying to plant when we can't. Can I add some more seeds to the system? Can we get a seed here? No? We could just start playing with it and see what happens. Alright, we gotta eat and drink so it gets less breathy. Let's try and turn this on a little and see what happens. It's the slot thing, thank you. The internet knows things, I appreciate it. Thank you for teaching me things. Oh shit, and this is still on Trader on accident. Should put this down to 0. So that all the machines can request stuff and the crafting can keep auto-crafting. The machines are already needing things. Just gotta make some chutes there. Okay, I am going to save. We're gonna test this code. I expect it to do exactly what I was just saying, I think. It'll harvest the end one, and it'll plant that one. Or plant a couple of them. Or, more than likely, it's just nothing's gonna happen. We're gonna turn it on, and it's gonna fail, and we're gonna wonder why, and start figuring it out. Let's find out. Here we go. We ready? I'm gonna have a nice sip of drink. Button. Alright, immediate failure. I love it. I love it. This is perfect. You're just doing nothing. What you doing, buddy? Or you set your state, right? So you're on state 2. Not quite correct. What's going on here? Oh, I'm looking at source index. Okay, so it's saying the source index is 2, which is the seed index. So it's looking for seeds. I didn't want that. I wanted the planter index, station index. What's the index of the planter you're looking at? Let's put that into the logic, throw that in there. 11. Okay, so you're looking at 11, and you're trying to grab. This is progress. It knows it needs to grab 11. So that means it's getting this, and it's recognizing that there's harvesting to do. Okay. Harvest is moving the source index to the station index. So this should be 11 in the station index. I wonder... Oh, we were seeing 2 because it hadn't been set, I think. Or it was set wrong. Anyway. Destination index is the drop index. All good. And then it goes to move and wait. Move and wait is going to go to the spot where it's supposed to. And then it's going to continue main. So let's look at this again. Harvest is just setting where what it's supposed to do where. Move and wait sets the setting to source index, which should be our station index, which should be 11 in this case, judging by the 11 that we're already seeing on the chip. Then it's supposed to wait for idle. It's supposed to activate. What's your stats? What are you thinking? Is it idle, the one I'm looking for? Idle 1, idle 0. Idle 1, idle 0. Do I have this, like, inverted? Branch if equal to 0. Wait for idle. So idle should be a 1 when it's idle. When it's 0, we go to wait for idle. Otherwise, we go to raw. Should come right back from the jaw. So it should be moving, it should be activating, it should be moving again, it should be activating again. Maybe setting is the wrong thing. First off, I'm going to save this. Let's look at the example code. We can see the specific line where they're moving it. Is it just setting? I thought it was just setting. Maybe it's something funny. Where's my Larry example? Hello, kitty. Do you need attention? Oh, who's a good boy? Kitty needs attention. Kitty needs lunch and love. It's just setting the D-arm setting to the index. And then it's waiting. And the index is just a number. Yeah? Okay. Are we plugging in the wrong number there? Likely. Let's grab the arm. Am I sending the wrong index? It's the station index for harvest. Station index for planting seeds. This is the source index, dest index. We're setting the setting to the source index and the dest index. So these are looking okay so far. Let's see. First off, let's just even be 100% sure. Are we entering the harvest loop? Are we entering the plant loop? I'm going to comment both of those out. And Wally should, or Larry should just be like chilling. Or maybe even like moving but doing nothing. We can see it rotating now. It's rotating through the stack. It's going through. It's checking each of the planners. 5, 4, 3, 2, 4, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. It's just going through the planners. Hi, kitty. Oh, you're so good. I'll give you attention soon, I promise. Okay. So I'm guessing it's this. It knows it needs to harvest. Export that. We do that, should start moving. Oh, it's not moving. Let's see when it gets to 11. Nope, didn't move. You should need to harvest, right? Is it not? Is it plant that's causing this? Did I export correctly? Sometimes I don't export. We good? 11, 10, 9, doing all your things. Interesting. Okay. So this isn't even happening, I think. And I'm curious, are these not working correctly? Is it that the mature or seeding goes to like 1? So we could say like set less than R0, R0, 1. Would this matter at all? Should I add this? We can set them less to 1 or less than 1, and if they're anything weird, then this is going to convert them into a boolean, and this OR should work. So if the bitwise you were worried about matters, this should fix it. Did that do anything? Okay, so now it's correctly registering that it needs to harvest, I believe. It's hanging on 11. Hey, kitty. Okay. Give me a second. I need to feed the cat. He's a very hungry boy, and I love him very much, and he's being cute. Give me 2 minutes. I'm going to run ads. I'm going to give the cat some food, and then I want to debug this thing a little more. I think we're close. Back in a second. All right, so what's your deal? You're not moving? Target index says 11. That's totally right, right? What? Huh. So it looks like it's setting it correctly. We can see that it's at 11. And then it's doing the activate and stuff. But it's not actually moving. Is there like a move command? Do I have to tell you to move? You have Larry Dock Hydroponics with additional hopper slot for that. Not sure what you're thinking of there. Am I using the wrong Larry? Is there something, please teach me. Yes. Am I using the wrong Larry? Is this wrong Larry? It seemed like it was working fine in testing. Do I have to turn you on? You have a specific Larry for plants. Isn't this a specific Larry for plants? Let's take a look at Larry's. Any adrenaline in this game? The beginning stages, actually, sure. The beginning stages are intense. So the beginning stages, you like have to struggle to survive. And it's pretty rough. You can very easily fail. You're gonna fail many times before you succeed. Late game, no, there's no adrenaline. I mean, it's fun. It's problem solving. I really enjoy it. I actually kind of like it's a totally different vibe. Battlefield is very intense compared to this game. You're just like chilling and doing problem solving and puzzles and engineering, just straight up programming. So not much for adrenaline, but I'm having a great time. I've really been enjoying playing and streaming this game lately. This is a good one. Alright, my friend, let me try different Larry. You say I've got the wrong Larry. If I rotate through Larrys, I don't see any. Is there a hydroponic Larry that I'm supposed to craft? Is that what's going on here? Hydro. No. Are you an electronic? Hydro. Larry Dock Hydroponics. Is this the guy? Let's take a look at this one. So is this one not for plants? It's for moving other things? I would think regardless, everything we were doing seemed good, and we were like plugging in the right destination. It just wasn't moving. So I'm not exactly sure what's up with that. Meow. All good. What do we got here? Anything interesting? Not really, I don't think. We can maybe bring this one in. See if that guy wants to buy anything. Gotta keep the nitrogen flowing.
Oxygen critical.
And yeah, no worries. Happy to answer questions. He wants a backpack. That's cheap and easy. Oh, he wants the hardsuit package. I feel like those are free money, but I'm getting tired of making money. I mostly just want to buy useful things. She doesn't really have any. Okay. I want to buy nitrogen. Give me that nitrogen. Once he goes, I'll bring in the other one. I think the other one's no good too. Maybe the bigger trader will want to buy some gas or something. Larry's still going. I'm confused about these Larrys. I want to figure it out. Alright, so you're selling all the same stuff. You want to buy gas and oxygen. 2 of these, actually. These feel good. We should do 2 of these. That's super fast. Yeah, I'll do that. 2 mining drills with large batteries. Charge some batteries. Take off the suit for a minute. Are you done? Holy, there it is. Got our Larry. They wanted 2 large mining drill. Mining drill. Heavy mining drill. Give me 2 of these. Go. Yeah. How's the mats? Mall is totally out of iron. That's not great. A little low on nickel. Low on silicon. You have good information on Stationpedia. Thank you. Where's the Larry for hydroponics? What do you tell me? This one can harvest plants and place fertilizer. That's exactly what we want. Has an additional hopper slot which can feed items into the hand slot when the hand slot is empty. Okay, so is this saying they can actually, like, store up a few items inside of a slot? Is that what that's saying? Interesting. Is this, like, just a better Larry that holds more things, but only plants? Stacks plants? Or is it saying that if it harvests multiple plants, it'll start like throwing them into the hopper? Ooh, and the slot variables of a plant in the plant tray below can be read using the proxy index. Okay, interesting. So I think this is like a totally different way to program it as well. It looks like they have modified Larry a bit since I last used it. And maybe even like the program I just wrote isn't ideal, or it has extra complication. Like we don't need to be using the stack at all. You could just iterate through positions and then check uh, the current plant that it's hovering above and do stuff based on that. Interesting. Okay, so I'm not convinced this is going to behave much differently. Other than that, I think it's got better functionality, which is definitely good. But like, I think the logic is more or less the same. And do you go here? How do you plug in? I feel like you should be right here. Just where it doesn't like it. I think we need to move that cable. Thank you, that's a good suggestion. That looks like the better Larry. I might have to tweak my Larry programming. Okay, there you go there. Do you need to be like welded and stuff? Is that what that is? Screwdriver, electronic parts. Okay, got our Larry. These all correct still? 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, all that. Okay, all good. Now Larry needs power. And programming. Save, run. Shouldn't work still. I would expect basically the same behavior. Oh, did you fix it? Look, he's happy. Oh, he's happy. Now, can I use this to completely harvest a plant? I would love to harvest the entire plant without doing this movement back and forward. We're moving for every single individual thing, when in theory we could just go up and down 20 times. Thank you for the suggestion. I'm surprised to see this behaving differently, and this one looks better for sure. Go, Larry, go. Can you tell me about how many things that you can hold? Slot variables of a plant in the plant tray below could be read using the proxy slot index. So we can read a slot to see what's going on. We could remove the entire stack, basically, and just move the Larry and then read. The question is, how many items can fit in the hopper slot and the arm slot? Even if we could do 2 instead of 1, that's going to be twice as efficient. But I'm not sure. What do you do? Why do you even exist? Because you're useful in all sorts of other cases? But what about this case? What about this case, though? One stack in arm and one stack in slot. Okay, thank you. So even then, doesn't that makes me think that I should be doing 2. I should be doing 2 grabs and then maybe 2 drops into the import chute. Might want to do that. But things look like they're more or less working here. If we give this a little bit of time, then I think it's going to plant some seeds. Get this thing all up and running. Okay. Might want some more optimizations, but we've got definitely a good start. As far as I can tell. We need to see it do more. I'm feeling pretty okay with that. You can have it harvest the seed and the plant all at once. So this plant has... Okay. So it's one slot, but it can have 20 stacks, 20 items in it. Okay, interesting. Thank you for the info. This is useful.
Oxygen critical.
What about trade things? I brought you in to trade things, right? Oh yeah, I was gonna sell you these guys. Just need a couple batteries. Good. Good enough. I don't think I want any things or stuff. You may go. Alright, so I just want to take a quick look. You see everything coming out over here correctly? The sorter is sorting. Our fertilizer is pooping out fertilizer when we tested it. And it's still going? Do I need to activate you again? You didn't activate till you were done? You just kind of stopped? Interesting. Let's keep that in mind. Oh, look at that. Look at all that hay. It's pooping hay for us. Pooping hay and sorting the seeds into the seed chute. Alright, we're making progress. We got some compost composting. I think this generally looks okay. I think even like the shape and size and everything here is looking pretty alright. So let's kind of box it in. Let's just match it up with the building it's up against. I wrote a code to harvest it in one go. Seed and plant deposit. The plant seed stays in the slot. After depositing, the seed goes down. The arm travels back to the pot. Plants the seed. Interesting. So is it kind of like a stack then, where like you first grab the seed, and then when you go to grab other stuff, it shoves it up in the stack, or pushes it down in the stack, and then after you've unloaded the other thing, it pops it down into the spot, and then you go plant the seed. That makes sense. That would be a good way to do it. Alternatively, you could just dump it all in and have it sort it, and then do what we're doing. But theoretically, it would just be like this number of seeds would never change, basically. Interesting. I think in this case too, this program or this the plants we're playing with here, you only need the seeds for the initial planting, and then after that, they never die from the looks of it. Thank you, that's useful. I appreciate it. Please tell me things. I don't know all the things. I like learning things. Things are useful to know. That's fun. That's a good optimization. I definitely want to do that, and I can see why that's useful. That's been an issue in the past. It's just like it's so slow. Moving back and forward 20 times for the hay is so much worse than just going up and down 20 times. Hydrolary is good. Alright, so we need some more walls. A few more walls here. I'm locked out. Let me in. Did I make walls? I made tons of chutes. And you're out. Let's go ahead and cancel that. Resets to everything. Pulls the chute. I need walls. I think we can make walls. Give me a lot of walls. Give me 200 walls. Alright, 200 walls go. And I see we're out of stuff. We're out of stuff and it wants to make solder and it can't. That's a lie. It doesn't want to make solder. It doesn't want to make anything. It's doing great. But we can see we're low on cobalt. We're low on silicon. We're totally out of iron. So I'm going to go grab some iron. Maybe a little silicon. Let's do a little farming real quick. The base is hungry. Don't need to do much here. We all ready to go?
Oxygen critical.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's good thinking. Thank you for that advice. That's better. I know we're low on nickel. I remember that. We mostly need iron. Haven't seen any iron. Pretty much cleared this area out. Yeah, that makes sense. That's what I'm doing right here. Going over every plant individually as an item in the stack instead of just moving the Larry and checking state. That's a much better way. The example code I have is obsolete. It's old. It's working, but it's working slow. That's all good. That's the thing to do. A little bit of programming. We'll refactor that a bit later. Kitty's zooming. Kitty wants to play. Kitty's bored. Poor kitty. I'll give him more attention soon. I gave him lots of attention earlier, and I tried to take him on a walk, but it was scary outside. There was noises, and it was rainy and cold. Not good kitty weather. Sounds like you make good devices. I'm curious to know your biggest stationeer's flex. What's the coolest thing you've built? I feel like that pretty much extends to all of chat. What was the most tricky cool thing? Oh, it smells like kitty poops in here. Is that why you're so zoomy? Did you accidentally poop on the floor? That's when he gets the most zoomy. He's got to run away from the poop smell, but it's everywhere. Alright, last bag. Try and get some of that cobalt. Okay, that is all the bags. It's more than I expected to do. Ah, I see. That's fair enough. I can see hydroponics is one of the first difficult IC projects. That's a pretty tough one. Very arm's a little tricky. A lot harder than, like, turn on the heater when it's cold. Or turn on a vent when it's too much pressure. Alright, so we've got all of those belts. I'm gonna throw them in the system to be digested. Where's our power? Oh, shit. Interesting. Huh. Where's the power going? Are we in the winter season and it's slowing down? Are you still functioning correctly? This guy should be a monster. This should be generating as much power as we ever need, but maybe we're not getting enough to get through winter right now. Let's look at you. What you doing? You are empty. Okay, so we're not having enough hot air in our tank to be able to generate the power we need to get through the night. That is not at all a problem. We just need more vents, I think, is a good solution here. Let's throw a couple vents down real quick before our power starts getting too low. This is a good interruption. Alright, what if we add 3 more? Is that going to be enough? What if we add 4 more? What's that put us at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Should be about 4 kilowatts of power draw on a 5 kilowatt line. Should be okay. Doing second playthrough on Europa as Alien. Ooh, are you copying Discount Engineer? That's exactly what Discount Engineer is doing right now. He's been doing aliens on Europa. That's tricky. I like the aliens, those are fun. Exhaling fuel is a fun thing. Oh shit, this is why you aren't working. Line 14. Something's wrong on line 14. Okay. So our whole system turned off. And we're not generating power anymore. We're quickly running out. What did I say? Line 14, line 15? Probably not this. Probably this. SB vents. Vents are on. Vents are the hash for the structured power vent large. Vents are on is a variable. It is a 0 or a 1. We are loading our temperature. We are subtracting to convert it to Celsius. We are loading our pressure from the hot tank. So we got the outside temp. We've got the pressure in the hot tank. R0 is if the temp is greater than min temp, so if it's above a minimum threshold, and the pressure is less than max or min pressure, you're going to AND those together into vents are on. So that all looks good. Why would you break? Incorrect logic type line 15. This was working for a very long time. This was working for like hundreds of days. Why not anymore? We're setting by hash for the powered vent large called vents. The on is vents are on, which is this variable that we're playing with. We're playing with the on variable. All of this seems correct. It's saying incorrect logic type. Makes me think that like the on is wrong or something. Weird. Who knows? Who sees the problem? I don't know, I'll check him out. He's a cool dude. He's a chill guy. He does general engineering things. He likes Kerbal Space Program and other engineering games. Been having fun watching his content. What's wrong with you? You've worked forever. This is such a straightforward thing I've done so many times. Set by is going to set the device hash with the logic type on. The value vents are on. Vents are on should be computed here. It's going to be the AND of these two. Should set it to a 0 or a 1, I would think. SB needs a number at the end. Nah, I don't think so. I know what you're thinking of. You're thinking of the load by where you do like an average or a sum or that sort of thing. In this case, we're just saying turn on all vents with this hash. And then maybe something's funny with this value. I'm going to turn you to a 1. Ooh, actually I'm going to turn you to a 0 because it's night. Let's do this and then export. Do you work now? No, you're still incorrect logic type. 15. Is this even right? Import. I didn't export, did I? Oh, no, I did. Then 0. This is weird. What if I do this? Shouldn't matter. Definitely shouldn't matter. Incorrect logic type 15. I exported that right. Incorrect logic type line 15. This is so straightforward. Do you not have, if I look at the large powered vent, we look at this guy. This guy has an on, which is a read or a write. So we should be safe to set this. I see nothing wrong with our logic, and I have seen this logic work for hundreds of days, is the weird thing. Nothing's been touched here in an extremely long time. And it's similar logic to what we're using all over. For all the other things, these guys aren't having trouble setting stuff on when they need to pump some air. I feel like I almost want to like reload the game or something. This seems like a game bug rather than any sort of real something I did. Are some of these wrong maybe? Gas sensor, hot tank. Gas sensor, hot tank. We could maybe even double check those. I'm gonna turn this off. You are the gas sensor. You are the hot tank. We have the gas sensor goes gas sensor, hot tank goes hot tank, nothing else. Incorrect logic. Line 15. Line 15 is a hard-coded 0 on a simple set. Set by hash. Which is a very straightforward thing. This is super weird. What is wrong in this? We have hard-coded everything now. Specifically to the correct hash here. Which I'm sure it is. We're setting by hash with the device hash there. The logic type is on. The R value is just a hard-coded 0. This is so straightforward. Why are you breaking? I feel like this has got to be something to do with the game. I'm going to restart the game just to see what happens. What a weird one. I don't think this is going to fix it. This is a shot in the dark. We might have a game bug here of some sort. And what to do about that? I need to be able to turn on those vents based on the hash code. We could wire like 4 of them in specifically. I don't like that idea at all, but that is a thing we could do. No, it should be set by hash. Come, start game. This makes me want to change music too. See if this one's any good. Alright, game, what you got for me? Is this gonna fix you? Is this gonna fix that code, or is it still broken? Also, why is it broken? Strange. Maybe there's like something else in the code that's causing an error later? Error on line 15. Incorrect logic type. That usually would mean that you're trying to set stuff wrong. We have set by for setting hash. We could set by name. Ooh, that's a bad. I'm gonna try that. I really don't like it. All of these are named powered large vent. So we're gonna say powered large vent is now a hash for vent name. Let's do this. We're gonna set by name for the device hash vents with the name hash vent name with the logic type on, and the variable here being vents are on. Okay, export that. This shouldn't work. This should not matter. Okay, still got incorrect at line 16. Which is right here, so it's not happy with this still. What if we try something like setting or mode? If we say mode, is it mad at on? No. Is it mad at having a variable here? Can I set a 0? No. There we go, that's better music. I would restart the housing, otherwise it'll continue where it left off, so it might not get the new defines. Oh, I think pulling the chip is resetting the housing. But that's not a bad suggestion at all. You're totally right that if it was just going right back into the loop, it would do that. And I have seen it where, like, register values in particular wouldn't change. It would keep, like, old data. You'd reset, and then new variables would contain old data in them when you'd expect them to be initialized to 0. So yeah, just like turn everything off and on again is a great suggestion. I don't think that's it. What in the F? What the effing F? This is like the simplest program ever that's not working. And particularly strange because it's been working well for hundreds of days. This has been our main supply of power ever since we made it. And right now it's just like not working. What if I continue crafting it? Let's finish crafting it first. Maybe it has something... It shouldn't matter at all. Maybe it's angry that these aren't done. Have some more vents. Let me give you vents. Will you be less angry if I give you vents? Probably no. I'll take a look at it in 1 second, sorry. Let me finish this real quick. Alright, so you are all intake. You are going to grab air from outside when it's hot out. Pull it in. You're probably going to need some pipes as well. Let me get this guy plugged in real quick. This doesn't affect anything really. And in fact, this is probably not necessary at all. It's not going to hurt anything, but it's not going to help. And it didn't. The problem is not that we didn't have enough vents. The problem is that they're not turning on at all ever. Okay. Air now goes into the hot tanks. Yeah, which connected to this hot tank. All good. And then we can take a look at that real quick. So the air I'm getting, we can take a look, but it's right here on line 16. It's not like in this. I can't figure out any way to get it to set stuff on the vents without just like breaking. It's being really weird. What if I move into VTemp 10? Let's just do something completely irrelevant. Actually, I'm going to cancel that real quick. We're going to edit. Comment this out. Move VTemp 10. Totally irrelevant. Shouldn't matter at all. Throw this in. Turn it on. Okay, so it's okay with moving the 10 into VTemp. Turn that off. Let's edit. Let's try and capture what is our vents are on. We're going to say every iteration of the loop. I'm going to set db setting to vents are on, and then we're going to see what is showing up there. Throw this in, turn it on. Vents are on is a 0 because the temperature is low. It's climbing now. It should go to 1 once it's up above like 600, something like that. That's when it's time to turn the vents on. But that's all looking fine so far. Okay. We can leave that. I'm going to remove this. So this guy, if we set by name hash or just by device hash for the structured power vent here, and we're just trying to set the on setting to be vents are on. Simple as this. Very straightforward. Set all devices with the hash structured powered vent large on to the boolean vents are on. We can see the boolean vents are on showing up correctly as a 0 or a 1. See it as a 0. Now it's working. Nothing changed. Did I export you? Nothing changed. This is exactly the line that broke and failed before. Did vents are on get put into some sort of weird state somehow? Should I, like, say, convert you to a boolean after the and or something? We're doing set greater than, that's going to be a 1 or a 0. We're doing set less than, that's going to be a 1 or a 0. We're anding a 1 or a 0 with a 1 or a 0. That's going to be a 1 or a 0. This should be a 1 or a 0. We should never see anything funky here. And when we're looking at our chip, we see a 0. It's at a 0. When the temperature gets high enough, it should be about now, right? What's our min temp? 650. Okay, so we're at 630. At 650, it should change to a 1. All the vents should turn on. 38, 39, 40, 41. We're crawling. I think you can technically set on to anything. That's a good point, too. Even if that boolean was getting clobbered somehow, it would just be making on some value. It would probably be either on if it's not 0, basically. Test it, deconstruct, 1 vent, try again. Maybe it just turned to 1. I'm not pleased with this. This is an extremely simple program that's been working well for hundreds of days and just decided to stop working here, which is a super weird spot for it to break. I do not know what happened, and I'm very not convinced it has anything to do with my code. Maybe. But this is like some of the more basic stuff that I've done a lot of in the past, and all over the base, all over the everywhere. We're setting by hash all over the place, and we're not doing anything tricky there. Okay, well, it's hot out. It's very hot, and we're collecting the air, and you can see the pressure rising in our hot tank. So we're going to be collecting that daytime air when it's nice and hot at 650 or so. And then at the night, when it gets cold, we'll have these off. They only collect daytime air to try and reach a minimum pressure. When it gets cold, these Stirling engines will turn on, and they'll take the hot air, they'll turn that heat into energy, dump colder air back into the environment, just poop it. So we capture hot air, and at night we turn it into energy. And then we just do that forever. That's what this machine is. And this is our main supply power. So now that that is starting to get warm air again, tonight those should all turn on, and we should see this start going the right way. Don't want to run out of batteries. Okay, I'm not super happy about that. I don't know what broke or why, but I think it's working okay-ish. We'll see. I gotta look at it again, see what our batteries do. Fill up jetpack, eat some cake. Drink. Think you didn't like the unfinished vents. I was thinking about that too. No. It's a set by hash on the network. It doesn't care it doesn't even know that the vents are unfinished. It's going to send off a command, and it's going to try and send that to anything that matches, and if it doesn't match anything, then just nothing happens. I think I could have a misunderstanding. Maybe you're exactly right, and it tried to send commands to an unfinished vent, which caused explosions. Could be something like that. But I use that all over the place. And in fact, like for the airlock, for instance, when we set the fans on and the doors open, doors closed, we do a set by hash and name for not only the small fans, but also the bigger fans. And not only the small doors, but a bunker door if you want. So the airlock can, like, you can just swap out parts and everything works. Because it's going to try to do everything that could possibly be in the airlock. So like this one's a totally different airlock with the exact same logic. And it's just doing a different name hash. So it could be that if it doesn't connect with anything, that's fine. But if it tries to send it to a device that's like broken, that causes it to freak out. Maybe that has something to do with it. You're right that I think the only thing that changed is I finished making the vents and then it all worked again. But I just started those vents too. It was broken before I even put those vents down. I put the vents down because I thought we weren't capturing enough air, when it turns out we aren't capturing any air. Not sure. Just kind of thinking out loud a little. That's a weird one. I feel like maybe game. Maybe game issue. Alright, how's our nitrogen doing? We've still only moved a couple tanks. Still haven't got towards the last two. Got a little bit of nitrogen there, not much. Gotta collect more. Gotta get that composting. Even if there are no vents, it wouldn't give you an error. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. That doesn't give me confidence. I have no confidence that's not going to just break again. And I'm not happy to see something so frequently used not working as I would expect. That feels like it's likely to cause trouble all over the place, basically. That's what I'm thinking. If it can break there, I can think of about 15 other programs in this base that are going to break for similar reasons. Alright, so we're just kind of boxing this in. This is our compost room that we've been building, which is like half set up. It can at least filter seeds out. And we might even not need that in the future. We'll see. Collect some hay for us. It's pooping out hay forever. Good work. We can compost that into composts. Definitely got some work to do there, but it's coming together a bit. That was open air a couple hours ago. And now it's something a little different. We need plastic sheets to finish that room. Can you please gift me some plastic sheets? Gift me 200 plastic sheets. Alright, the mall is a little better stocked. Lots more iron now. Cool. Everything yellow, nothing red. How are you doing, Wally? What you up to? Oh, you harvested everything from that one. Interesting. So these do run empty eventually. Let's see, what are you even doing? What are you trying to do right now? Are you iterating through these and harvesting like 10? You're going to 11. You destroy the fertilizer. That's nice. Did you even pick up the fertilizer? Did you just murder the fertilizer? You fuck. You murder the fertilizer, you put it in here. I don't think he's working correctly. He's almost working correctly. I think we need a little bit of a rewrite on this logic entirely, basically. I think we want to tweak this guy so that it no longer is using the stack, and instead it'll just rotate through all of these indexes to from like a min to a max, and along every rotation it's going to check the plants. I think that's how we want to do this. I think we want a small tweak in logic there, and we need to just make sure this guy's working well. So this guy's close. This is progress. But it's not quite working yet. Working a little bit. We're getting there. This guy's going to grow all of the hay that we need to make the composting go. There's some progress there, and I think I want to keep working on that, but I think I want to save that for another day. We made some decent progress here. Got a little further. Showed off the base a little to some new folks. I want to walk the cat before it gets dark, and I need to do food things and human things. I want to take a break, and then I might do a little Battlefield later tonight. I might just take today off. I'm not really feeling that game right now. I like it a lot in general, but I feel like I've just been doing it too much. I feel like a kid who's been eating too much cake, and I feel gross. And I just want to do not that for a bit, maybe. But we'll see. I'll be back soon. We will do some more. That was some decent stationeering. We made some progress. We worked on our composting a bit. Next time I think we'll try and wrap that one up, and then we can have a much bigger supply of nitrogen from composting to plug into our nitrogen cooling. That's still like, I'm still just trying to finagle our way towards getting the nitrogen cooling done so we can do the liquid cooling on the rockets and play with rockets. So we're getting there. It's been a long road, but we're getting there. We'll get the composting going. We can keep on keeping an eye out for traders. Speaking of which, anyone we should bring in? This guy probably. But we'll keep buying whatever nitrogen we can buy. And then supplying that into the nitrogen cooling. That's just a one-time cost. Once it's full once, we're just going to recycle the nitrogen over and over. It's a closed loop. So that'll never need redoing, or it won't need like a constant supply. It'll just give us cooling forever. I'm gonna check what this guy has to sell. Then I think I'm gonna throw a raid to someone else who's playing Stationeers and go do some food things, move around, walk the kitty. Did I bring this guy in? No, I think I just contacted him and then did nothing. Hello, my friend. Do you have nitrogen? Your name is Streams, which makes me think liquid nitrogen, which is like the best kind of nitrogen. Ooh, this game needs more people playing it. Every time I go to raid people, I see like 2 streams, and they're usually not in English, which I'm fine with. That's all, you know, nothing wrong with that. It's just can't communicate. I don't want to send a bunch of people who speak English to a German stream or a French stream, that sort of thing. I think Catafly is playing. Could raid them. Let's take a look though. First, I want to buy nitrogen. Give me all of your nitrogen. Buy. Do you have any liquid nitrogen? No liquid nitrogen. Do you want to buy anything? 107 volatiles is good. We should do that. Okay, so we'll sell volatiles to him. We already got the machine to make that happen. I'm gonna pump this nitrogen on or out, and I think I'm gonna call this good for now. I'm gonna call it good. We're gonna take a break. I'm gonna go do other things. I had fun. I hope you had fun. This was a good chill game. This is a good counter to Battlefield. Battlefield's great, but it's a very different vibe. It's nice to just chill and do some spaceman. I'm excited for next time. Keep the nitrogen going. Get the nitrogen composting going. Rewrite the Larry logic a little probably. Probably just pretty much completely rewrite that. I think what we had is a good start. But we'll need to chop it apart. And then, yeah, maybe do some rockets someday. Getting closer. Gonna automate the entire production line first, apparently. But we're getting there. Alright, it's break time for me. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Let's throw a raid to Catafly. He's chilling, playing some Stationeers. He's got a good cat cam going. Go give love to the cats. You have a nice day, Internet. Thanks for watching. I might be back in a couple hours. I might be gone for the rest of the day. And I've got some stuff on YouTube if you're interested in checking it out. Been posting things there. Got a couple more rounds of Battlefield to go there as well. So I will see you soon. Thank you.